You can do it.
Oh. Good evening, everybody. This is Grinch 1984. Not on the Grinch 1984 channel because we are on Eli Family 1983's channel. And he's going to be interviewing me. And it's going to be a lot of fun because I've got a very interesting life to dig into. No, I don't. I don't. But we're going to make it fun anyway because we always do. That's what we do. So,
Well,
welcome.
I can't. I'm excited. I can't wait. I can't wait to start the interview. We'll just wait for more people to come in, and then we'll get started. Um,
No, he's good.
I'm glad that allowed me to do this, and I really appreciate it. You
It's
know,
my pleasure, dude. I always like hanging out on panel, and especially if we get to delve into the inner mind of myself.
yeah,
I get lost in there for days. So join the insanity as we tumble down the rabbit hole.
exactly. Well, man, I'll always think that everybody deserves a chance to come up on any panel to, you know, to vent about what's happening in their lives. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be bad or anything, but it's also good to just let everybody know. Like, I'm a YouTuber, but I still got my struggles in life, and where I got to the point where I am now. You know what I mean with your channel as well. What's up, babe? How's it going? Good
Yeah,
hug.
I wear the sunglasses to hide the tears. I'm human behind this facade. I'm just a
Yeah,
like any other YouTuber.
exactly. Hey, Rev. Hey, the Soul's Trench Coat. And it's true though, because one time I got mad one time, and people were just like, "Oh my God, Eli got mad."
I've never seen you mad. I can't even picture you
Well, it's the point of like trolls going in your channel and just lying about you and everything. That's just the main point I got with that one. And they're like, "Oh my God, he got mad at him, and he's blocked him." You know what I mean? Fighting Spirit, been a long it's been a long time. Fighting Spirit, what you been up to?
Snow Cone, what's up? Sorry,
No,
hello everyone else. I don't know a lot of you yet because you guys are Eli's crew, but I'm sure I'll very much enjoy meeting all of you guys.
yeah. His link is at the bottom of the description if you guys want to check him out. So feel free to. He's a really great guy. Um, hey Tyler, what's going on?
Hey man, I do parodies and originals, and I go live Monday nights.
Yeah, Monday nights. There you
That's
go.
what I do, and that's all I can do to explain it because I could be here all day telling you about the crazy stuff that I have to clean myself up. Crazy stuff that goes on in my mind. Those who watch the videos know it's not anything that
Yeah,
can be explained. You just got to go check it out.
exactly. So that's what he said. What's up, Beauty in Nature?
Yeah, he's right. Yeah, you're a performer in front of the camera, but especially on lives, you can be more yourself, and you don't like I'm doing. I did it all up nice for the interview. Like I haven't used the green screen in a little while, in like a week or two, just because I wanted to. I just got sick of setting it up, but I figured, you're doing this, you're performing, but people forget that you're also just like any other person, and you can't get caught up in the I have to be this person when you're doing your videos. Sure, if that's the
Thanks,
persona
bro.
you want to put on, but you can't get caught up in it like and make that your life. It's just a channel, it's just videos, it's you're just performing, you're just acting or whatever you do. But when it's just you're at the end of the day, you still wipe. You can't get caught up in the, I have to be this person. When you're doing your videos, sure, if that's the
Thanks,
persona
bro.
you want to put on, but you can't get caught up that exactly. I couldn't have said it better myself.
So what do you? Hold on, give me a sec. So what do you think? Like,
Oh, thanks, Tyler.
being a performer, or being out there, making everybody laugh and performing your parodies and stuff like that. Is it hard to juggle with your daily life and also, be an entertainer as well.
Sorry. Hey, Jax. I
Hey,
don't
Jack,
got
what's
friends except he steals things. That's right.
up? Things. What the hell? What's up, Michael?
It's not as it's not a huge like juggle between but I do have to carve out a lot of time to do the videos. Like I'm as far as when I'm on live, it's different. I just whatever, we do our thing and have fun. But on videos, I'm very much a perfectionist, and if I notice one little thing that I'm not happy with, I'll reshoot the whole thing. So I could do like 20, 30 takes before I'm like, that's the one I'm happy with it. So you got to carve out a big chunk of the day. Like I haven't even written this Monday's parody yet. I haven't done anything. So I have to, with a holiday coming up, and you have to take so much time to do that, and it does really carve into your personal life. My wife tells me many times, like, hey, come to bed. You're spending too much time. I'm up on fluffies or PLEs or on my own, or every night of the week, except for Wednesday when we're on Jacksonville, which I do
Yeah,
from the bed, which is nice because it's like our little ritual. Um, but yeah, every night she's that I'm not in the bedroom with her. I'm pulling away from my personal time to devote so much to a channel that it's just a passion project, and you have to be willing to do it and be willing to listen to the significant other bitch about it.
yeah.
Jax, you got it lucky. Jax has it lucky because his
That's
significant other also does YouTube, and they can collab on it and make that, you know, their personal time and their YouTube creation and development time are one, and that's a very, you're very fortunate to have that.
See, my fiance agrees. Sounds familiar. Yeah,
Was that her in the little S?
yeah.
Oh, hi, Fran A. I didn't know that was you. Very nice to meet you. Cool. I now have a little window into Eli's personal life.
No, yeah. I mean, like, so what made you want to join, like, make your parodies and stuff like that?
um, it was
Hey,
kind of just struggling to find out what, like, I knew I wanted to create stuff for the channel. I knew I wanted to do that, but I had no idea going in what I was going to do. I was putting up cat videos, and then I started reading poetry, and I'd have I called it the bedpost, where I would read a poem that I wrote, um, and I'd read that, and it was like a 2-3 minute video, and it was getting no traction. And some people like the cat videos, but nobody really cared, and I don't blame them. Who would care?
yeah,
Um, so then around, I won't get into the whole the grittiness of it, but basically, I spent some time at a rehabilitation center after I got in with the right people, and this particular outfit that got me hooked up with the place, they're called Sage's Army, and the event coordinator was playing a guitar one day, and I was just hanging out there at their little headquarters, and we were singing, and I was singing, he was playing a guitar, and he just strums out Plush by Stone Temple Pilots. And it was around the beginning of the Corona thing. It was just starting to blossom, and we weren't on lockdown just yet. It was like late February. Um, and I said, "Oh, I have a great idea." I wrote a Corona-based parody about about Corona to the tune of Stone Temple Pilots Plush. And I had written parodies of songs in elementary, or not elementary, in middle school and high school. Every so often, as a joke, we'd do write stupid stuff, but I don't even remember where they are. Or, any of that's lost to the ages. I might find them in a box someday. But so I decided let's film this. I gave this. There was a third guy there who I gave him my phone. I said, "All right, record this." And after about 10-15 minutes, I had enough of the lyrics written, and then we spent about a half hour rehearsing it and practicing. Like, this is going to be really cool, and we wanted to blow it up on YouTube, and it didn't quite. I think it's getting close, or it clocked 3,000 views recently. So it took a while to gain any kind of traction, but it was the fun of doing it. And I got such a thrill out of singing it and doing it. And if you watch it, go watch the parodies playlist. Look at the first one, where it's just me and a big dude with a guitar, and you can tell the voice isn't really there. I'm not hit. I'm
yeah,
flat on some notes. We were just having fun, and then I said, "Oh, this is really cool," and I decided I want to do another one. And it came to me one day. I was just we were out somewhere, and we were listening to the radio, and Simply Irresistible came on, Robert Palmer, and I started thinking about how I could parody that. And I thought of all the people that were, at the time, people were licking toilet seats and sneezing and coughing on people and
Yeah.
ruining groceries and stuff. And it was really, really bugging me. So I wanted a creative outlet to sort of make fun of it and still get the message out there. Don't be a dick, don't be stupid. So I came up with, instead of Simply Irresistible, it's Simply Irresponsible. And I wrote that all out, and I went home that night, and I performed it in front of the camera.
Yeah.
And there was like next to no editing. I didn't have the Grinch logo or the intro or anything like I have now, but that started gaining some ground. And at that point, all I was doing was like prank videos, the cats, the poems. So, and occasionally I do an album review. I had a series called Backmask. If any of you guys know what backmasking is, it's when you play a song backwards to hear like hidden meanings or hidden lyrics, hidden messages. So I named the series Backmask, and nobody really cared. So I put that to rest. I think I left it with, tune in next week. We're going to do Pantera albums. And I never did another episode. I didn't do the Pantera.
Wow.
I just said, screw it. I'm not doing Backmask anymore. And I started doing more parodies every couple of days.
Yeah.
I'd do one. And it was all like COVID based, because that's what the thing was. I said, somebody already beat me to the punch with the My Corona, My Sharona. And so I said, I'm not going to do that. It's done. And someone said, you could do your own version of it. I said, no, I'm going to do my own and try to get famous, get one of those, get it go viral. And none of them ever really went viral. I've gotten a lot of good response, but none of them ever went like skyrocketed.
Yeah.
But it just became, this is what people enjoy, the singing, the parodying songs. And I started doing some originals. There's a handful of them out there that I wrote the vocal melody to some stuff that I had found online, some instrumentals that were copyright free. And I'd clip and edit the instrumental, change the pitch to my liking. I'd cut a chorus here, cut a few bars here, got it to how I wanted it, wrote lyrics, practiced the melody I wanted, and then that became the originals part of the parodies and originals. And there's go look up Grinch 1984 originals that's a playlist, and it has all the original stuff. Some of them are serious. There's one that's funny. It's the one about a girl becoming a lesbian, like my girlfriend became a lesbian. So that was fun. So that's basically it. Like it became, this is what I want to do. I like doing the parodies, and it's fun. And this is where I get the most enjoyment, and it's what people like the most. So that's what clicked, because you have to have something that a lot of people like, but also something that is not laborious to you because you enjoy it. If you find those two things, something you enjoy and something that other people enjoy watching you do, then you are set. And not to say you have to have people enjoy all of it. If it's something, the more important part of it is that you enjoy doing it, that you get something out of it, and you have people that you can share it with, great. But if you enjoy it, that's more important. But the bonus is that you find something that people also really dig watching you do. And then you get to talk about it later, and you get to make fun of it when you miss a note, or when you screw up a camera angle. Anybody who creates videos for any platform, you get to critique the hell out of it and see a spot that you messed up, and someone points it out and becomes a conversation piece. And then there's a part you did really well. You got an angle really good, so you talk about that too. Or, hey, I like how you that one line you did in that was really funny, or that was or this really, it goes either way. This is really good, or this is really bad. You get both. What's the word I'm looking for? Both. What's the word I'm looking for? Criticism, constructive criticism.
Yeah.
And you just grow from there, and you make it better and better. Every video I try to like up the ante. Every live stream Monday, we try to do something more, not necessarily extreme, but more engaging, more talkative, more discussional. Is discussional a word? It is now. But that's the thing I love most, is never settle for where you're at. If you're in a good place, I learned the hard way by repeating a live stream. We did dares, and it went wonderfully. We were on for 3 hours, and we went crazy. We had ghost ops mowing the lawn, making the sound
Oh yeah, I remember that.
dark out in his front yard because we dared him to, and he did it. It was amazing. It was so much fun. Everybody did so much goofy shit. We had underwear on our head. And then the next week, I said, let's do it again. Let's try to up the ante. And it just fell flat. So up the ante, but repeating it seems to not really work. Everyone was burned out, so that might have been part of it. But I learned quickly that I don't ever want to repeat something. You know, I repeat something if you're paying tribute to it. Like I did a re-recording of the Corona Stone Temple Pilots song for my 50th parody celebration. But I was more or less paying tribute to the original and doing a studio version. So you can emulate things you did in the past and pay tribute to them. But if you try to retread, it's gonna be bad. I don't think it works in any way. The best thing to do is up the ante every week and try to change it up. Never do the same thing. I mean, have your niche, like I do parodies, the same thing as parodies, but I try to do different genres and different things. If you're exploring and you're doing, never visit the same place twice unless it's like a part 1 and 2, and and that's your plan. But never try to retread. And the infamous Chris Dawson, yes,
Yeah.
it's from Illinois. But yeah, never try to retread. Never, if you do a spirit box session and that's your thing, investigating, try to find different angles and challenge yourself to look at it new ways and stay fresh. And I'm only speaking from like my little window of being creative. I'm not saying I know a single thing about doing spirit box sessions because I've never done them. I'm just saying if you're going to do, for the sake of documenting it and making a video and putting it out for people to be entertained by or to be informed by, always try to challenge yourself to change things up as you go. And that just goes across the board for anything, not necessarily paranormal, but yeah. I'm gonna. That's my spiel. So I'm just gonna get off track.
Okay. So it must be a struggle between like working during the day and then doing your parodies. Like, I mean, how do you find the in between of doing that?
It's very, actually, that's a good question. It's very tough with my work schedule, how things are, because in one aspect it works because I work 12:30 Eastern time. I work 12:30 to 9 p.m. So at 9 p.m. on Monday I'm already getting ready for 9:15 the parody. And then while the parody is playing, I'm trying to chat to people on the phone and on the Premiere and set up the green screen. You can't see it, the blanket, and get ready for 9:30 to go live. I have like a 10-minute window in between where I'm getting ready. I'm launching the 5-minute countdown thing, and it's very tight packed on Monday. I guess it varies from day to day. Like Tuesday through Sunday, it's a lot less stressful because I get off work at 9, and the only thing I really have to worry about is I miss everybody's lives. Everyone who goes live at like 7 or 8, I have to lurk and either just watch it and not even comment, or I miss it completely if I'm getting work calls and I miss turning it on. So it's a big struggle with working that shift at 12:30 to 9. But the benefit of that is that I can sleep in till 11 a.m. I can sleep in till 10 or 11, which means I can be up till like 3 or 4. So I'll get to hang out like with the insomniacs. We've come to fondly refer to each other as. We're the insomniacs, that we're the late night. If I'm not gaming, I'm on someone's panel, and we run. You guys know if it's Past Life, if it's Fluffy, even Rev. There's a lot more, but there's a lot of us that run streams till like 5 in the morning. Sometimes I'll go to bed at 4 in the morning and I'll wake up to go pee at like 9 in the morning, and they'll still be going. They'll have like they'll still have like 10, 12 people watching. So it's not just the people that do the panels and do their streams well into the morning, all through the night. There's insomniacs out there that are still watching, like Mr. David S. Bingham.
Yeah, he is, right. He's always there, man. He's on
always
every
to the very end. and that's amazing. That's props, dude. That's
Yeah.
really, it's very
And he
much
makes some good
appreciated.
videos too about going to the graveyard and stuff like that, and his little lamp looking thing, he uses. It's pretty good. I like it. I enjoy his videos.
Yeah, yeah, his lava
Mhm.
lamp stuff is awesome.
Yeah. So where do you see your channel going from? Because I know it's going very well.
So far,
Where do you so far? So it's for with you. Because I think it's awesome. Everybody thinks it's awesome. But to you, what do you think? Do you think it's going where you want it to go, and where do you want it to achieve to, like the highest rank?
um, so a lot of people do it for fun, and I do it for fun, but I'm not going to beat around the bush and say, "Oh, I don't care about monetization." If you don't care about monetization, that's your opinion, and that's cool. That's what works for you. But I'll
Mhm.
be fully upfront and honest. I would love to monetize. I would love to. Yeah, he's a suck up. Your channel's doing good.
Well, yours too, Sean 12. I'm just saying. We're talking about him. I
uh,
like all your channels, man. You're awesome.
Everyone's doing fantastic. I
They
see it
are.
every
They
day.
are.
I'll look every day or every couple of days and see that someone had gained like just 10 more, and like Vale's on her way to, I think, the 800 mark.
Yeah.
Past Life's on his way to the big 800. I'm really, really pushing to get to the big 500.
I'm at 120 to get to monetization.
You are? I was gonna say no. You're 100. You're past that point.
No, no, I'm at 120, but with my lives not doing so good, doing so many, and I need to come up with more videos. I mean, I
Uh,
need to do, I need more watch time hours. I think that's what's really killing it, but it is what it is now, you know what I mean? Like, I enjoy what I do. And anyways, other than me, but so do you have any other passions you do other than parodies and everything?
Um, I love IT work. Like you got an issue with your computer, you come to this guy. I love editing video and audio, and that kind of ties into the channel too, I guess. But
Yeah.
completely apart from the channel, video games are a must. I just got Crash Team Racing, and I've been playing that a little bit, and I'm loving it. The new Crash, it's fun. So obviously spending time with family, mostly on the weekends. That's our time. I kind of just step completely away from the channel and even from live streams. I'll try to pop in every so often, but that's kind of like the weekend is like my time away from everybody and just with the
Yeah.
family. Um, so yeah, passions are family. Passions are video
Exactly.
games. But the best thing is that a lot of the passions can really tie into the channel because I'll do like a video game playing stream. I did a couple
Yeah. I've
last
seen
week.
them.
They were fun,
Yeah.
or 2 weeks ago, and they were cool. I can incorporate like IT work. I was thinking about starting a channel where I fix computers and show people how to, but I don't want to bite off more than I can chew because then I have to carve time into that. And I'm going to be helping Fluffy coming up soon, which I'm getting to it, man. I promise. I'm going to take time probably
Yeah.
tonight after this. I won't go into anyone else's panel tonight. I have to do some editing for him. Um, but
Cool.
yeah, carving so much time into such a tight schedule, I don't want to spread myself too thin and then let people down, or
Yeah.
that's why I kind of dropped the Grinch after midnight because it became a burden to do a video every Friday and to look for stories. And I was trying to get a bunch of people to submit stories that they had or found, and I didn't get like nobody was really submitting anything. And I mean that's okay, but I figured that was kind of like that was telling me that was fortifying that hey, people enjoy it, it's cool, but they're not as interested, and I'm not as interested. So to keep the integrity of the main channel going, I put that other one to rest. And that's also kind of the reason the Nightfall Paranormal is there, but it's like on hiatus. I'm gonna wait till the weather breaks around spring and then see if I can go out and do some. I'm gonna try to do only nighttime exploration because it's Nightfall Paranormal. Like I'll start the video when the sun is just setting,
Mm-hmm.
and as I'm doing whatever it is, as I learn to do spirit box sessions or learn to communicate with the right equipment and learn how to use it, maybe I'll get into that. But I want to. That's going to be the theme: is that the video starts as the sun is setting, And then when we're getting into the video, it's nighttime. And that's how all the videos are going to be. There's going to be none that are in broad daylight. It's just not going to be on that channel.
Yeah.
That's once the channel gets going.
Yeah.
Got a while.
Let me ask you one more question before we get into the paranormal. Okay.
Sure.
You were telling me that earlier that you were planning to maybe start a band up or something like.
Oh, I have a band.
Yeah.
We're going to be getting together as soon as I can go places again, which is going to be tough because I'm going to be losing my license for about a year and a half. So my wife's going to have to take me there. But we're on a hiatus until the first week of May. They're still practicing. They're going to look for a temporary singer, and we're going to pick things back up in May when I can go places again with them. But yeah, we've been practicing for almost a year now.
Nice.
We're getting pretty tight knit. Good group of guys. We got our bassist. Took us forever to get a bassist, and we're trying to settle on a name. The guy's like Chaos, and that's a pretty cool name. So
sweet.
That might
So
be
what type of music you're gonna play?
We have so a lot of the originals that are part of the originals. Taking the vocal melodies of those because I own those, and they're writing their own backing instrumentals for that, and then we're going to practice them. So I'll sing the vocals just as they are in the videos that you see, but they're going to be playing the music behind it's going to be a lot different. They're going to change it up and write their own stuff to it. So we're going to do a lot of that. And then we do a lot of covers, like classic rock stuff. Like we do some Led Zeppelin, the ones that I can sing. Plant's Not Easy. Robert Plant, he's a.
And family does come first. I gotta admit.
What's that?
I said, oh yeah, your fiance. I mean, your wife says that family comes first and everything. She appreciates the fam bam is tight, but we have to remember family. We have families offline too as well. And I agree with that too. I mean, because sooner or later I'll be moving out with my fiance, and I won't be doing much lives as like I want to, or panels all the time, because I'll be busy too. You know what I mean? Like, I understand with that one too. So, talk about the paranormal. What's when let's say you enter a building, right, or you enter a graveyard, what do you think the first thing you should do before you enter those locations? Like, what do you like? Sort of like, what should you carry? Like, I mean, like, should you use protection against spirits, or should you you go?
See, that's my whole take on it. Is that I don't know enough, so as I learn, I'm sure my opinion might change and my strategy might change. But I would think the first thing you would want to do is to pray, and not just say a prayer. Just maybe talk to God. Just say, "Hey, prepare me, please. Give me the strength and the wisdom to approach this respectfully." Don't pray to any spirits because you're not. Don't pray to spirits. Pray to your God. Prepare yourself. Take a deep breath. And just get in the right mindset and the respectful frame of mind, and then when you're ready, when you feel you're ready to go in there and just that's where I need to learn what the next step for that would be. Do you just go in ready to go and say, if there's anyone here, please reach out or please communicate. I've learned a lot already just talking to like Vale and Jax and people that I know who have done it a lot. I know that you don't ever want to tell them that they are passed on. You don't want to upset them. You don't want to go in disrespectfully because they're just people like you. They were once living just as you are. You don't want to just say, hey, communicate with me. You want to just respectfully say, hey, is there anyone who would like to communicate? If they don't understand, or if you find a spirit that is from a way back, far back time, explain to them what the device is in your hand. Like, this is all stuff that actually Vale has said, and it's just stuck with me, and I want to try to remember it when it comes time for me to do it.
Yeah.
And always, what I've noticed a lot of the paranormal people do is at the end, you always let the spirits know, hey, you do not have permission to follow me home. You cannot latch onto me. Do not latch onto my equipment, that sort of thing. Or in some cases, you may want them to follow you home. Like I know Ghost Stops adopts children's spirits. I
Yeah.
remember the
Yeah.
one stream we had where they were looking at pictures, and it was him like walking up the steps, and we're looking at the blue auras, and that was I'll never forget that stream. We're sitting there looking at pictures for like 2 hours, and just seeing
I've
all the.
seen that one.
That
I can
was
see
the
the
day that it was
differences.
either the day that they bought the doll, or it was like that weekend. It might have been the next stream later. I can't remember, but it was around that weekend when they got the doll, and then they brought home a couple of children. And yeah, I like that stuff because I want to be involved in what I don't know to sort of prepare myself for when I'm there. You know, when I pass on, none of us completely know what's going to happen. You know, but to
Mhm.
be as prepared as you can and just to fulfill the curiosity, I think is a very important thing. And so that's kind of where my passion lies. Is I love watching the stuff. I love hearing about you know what someone found that day, or what they, the result of their communication. And I've got mixed feelings on the Necrophonica and all the phone apps, because I know a lot of it is pre-programmed, and it kind of waters it down. I'd like to get some kind of analog setup. And like, if you ever seen, of course this is a movie too, it's fake, but if you've ever seen the movie White Noise with Michael Keaton, it's just him, a radio receiver, and static. And that's
Yeah.
the most basic setup, is the purest way. You don't want to, apps. Like I said, mixed feelings on apps, and it might be because I don't know enough about them. But I just, from what I do know, I think a more analog approach might be a more natural and a more effective approach. And that's where my knowledge of it and my opinion of it ends, and that's where the research needs to begin, which is all going to happen obviously before I officially launch the Nightfall Paranormal. Figure the
Yeah.
best way is to take as many months as I can and to prepare myself, and not just go out and look like a goober not knowing what he's doing. At least have some sort of idea of what I'm doing, and at the same time doing it with my own bent on it, my own personality to it, and really just see what I can find out, and see if it gets to the point where I'm helping spirit, like helping a spirit cross over. I
Yeah.
think that would be really cool. I don't know if that could be a thing, but that's just an example.
How
I just
about have you seen a spirit? Have you?
I've seen. See, that's just it. I don't think I'm a very good medium. That's the other thing, is that I would need equipment to be the medium for me, or somebody who is a medium like Vale, or somebody that's seen that has a better eye into that realm, that side of things. The only thing I've ever seen in my life that I know it was completely inexplicable, that others have witnessed, and I know it wasn't just a trick of my eyes, was my first apartment. Some people, I think, have heard this story. My first apartment, it's a very old house, and it was split up into three apartments. And I didn't know the history of it, but you could feel a sort of you could feel different feel in certain places in that house. And it's not something I can explain, and I didn't know growing up in my 20s what I was even feeling. I knew that Red had a great interest, and he has a lot of stuff that happens in his room, where he is, and he's captured some of it on video. So my knowledge of it, what I was seeing at the time, was just based on what I knew from other people and what he had told me, because he saw the same thing I did. And what we saw was, every so often we would see almost like a shadow, like a darkness. Not It wasn't a shadow, but it wasn't like a cloud. It was just a
Um,
darkness, like a dark aura, going from, on one side of the hallway was a linen closet, and on the other side was the bathroom. And always went the same direction, went from the linen closet to the bathroom, and just like it just in one solid motion, never going up or down, just moved across, almost like casting a shadow on the wall, but it was more away from the wall. You know what I mean? Like, you could tell it was not on the wall. And I saw that every so often, and sometimes Red would be over and he would see it and say, "Did you see that?" And I'd miss it, but others had seen it too, and we never knew. And we saw it I've probably seen it about a handful of times, and I was there about 2 years. But ever since then, I haven't seen anything myself that has really you know, been concrete enough, you know, and that's where my curiosity lies. Like I know it's out there, and I know my limits. I know I'm not a good medium. I know I haven't seen enough, but the curiosity is too great to just let it go. You know, I really want to get into that and see what I can learn and make it just a fun learning experience, but also very educational. Because it doesn't always have to be fun, and it's not always going to be fun. You have to do it
Yeah.
because you believe in what you're doing, and know that sometimes it's not going to go the way you want. Sometimes you may not see anything the whole night, and it might be, but it's not a lost cause either because you were still there doing it, you know.
Yeah.
And that gets into the whole, you know, people that fake their videos. I'm not into that either.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
All right. Um, how do you feel about like dispel the notion that all spirits are evil and good? Like a lot of people say, that spirit's always evil and stuff like that.
like evil spirits versus
Yeah,
good spirits, and that's all like they're pigeonholed into that. No, I believe a spirit could be just like a human being. Like Stalin, for example, he was a ruthless dictator, but I'm sure he was a hell of a dancer, you know, or it's like, or he might have done something good for somebody, and different people have different opinions based on what you do. And you do good things, you're a good person, or you do evil things, you're an evil person. You could be both. I've done a lot of things in my life that I regret that are bad, that I'd say, oh, that was pretty rotten of me. I shouldn't have done that. But I think inherently I'm a pretty okay person. But much like humans living, spirits I think are the same way. I think you could have a spirit that is 100% evil, bad, and that's it. There's no good in them. You could have a spirit that's 100% pure and good, but there could be spirits that walk the line. They're either right down the middle or they go back and forth. They might be having a bad day, you know, something might have set them off. And what normally might be a very positive, uplifting, happy experience with a spirit could turn on a dime if you know, and they could be the biggest jerk, and you might think that's an evil spirit. Yeah, I fully agree that spirits. There's some out there that could be. That it's situational. You know, it depends on the context and what's going on that day. If something sets them off, you might think that's a bad spirit. No, they're just having a bad day. They were humans once too. You know, they were alive once, and they thought and felt much like we do.
exactly.
Could be a real jerk if I'm having a bad day, just like anyone.
Hmm.
Yep.
Have you ever experienced something that frightened you to the limit of just out of
Mm,
belief that happened? Like,
not really, no. Other than movies, yeah. I mean, I've seen movies that scare me, and I used to when I was a kid. I'd be, you know, uh, I'd go down and get a cookie or something in the middle of the night. All the lights are off, and you know, you're kind of scared of what's unknown in the dark. But that's just being a kid. Um, but no, in my adult years, I don't think there's ever been anything that I've seen that scared me, either scared me away from the paranormal, or I said that's bad. I get away from that. It's always just been in my imagination, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
How about phantom smells? Have you ever had the experience of smelling like cigarette smells, perfumes, or just voices as well? Like, have you ever experienced any of that?
No, I really haven't. Not
Okay.
that I'm aware of. I mean, I've been to many funerals in my life, but that would be hard to tell because you've got people smoking. At least in the 90s, they did in the funeral homes, and with perfume, obviously. So it would be hard to tell if, you know, I don't think I've ever had any smell that I couldn't directly explain, you know.
Um.
I've had a few smells that have come from me that I've had to explain to other people.
Yeah. Right.
I apologize for them now. Anyway.
Right. What can you tell people who are afraid of the paranormal?
In what capacity? Afraid to get into it, or just afraid?
Well, communicate with spirits and get into it.
Um, well, you can't. I guess you can't really tell someone not to be afraid. You could say it's okay. You could try to explain, but they're going to feel how they feel and it's something they have to work through on their own, you can encourage them. But I would say, I may not be the best one to answer this because I hadn't seen a whole lot, but um, I would say there's nothing that a spirit could do that could really hurt you physically. But then again, that's only because I haven't experienced it. I've talked to a lot of people that have, like, that have, they've shown, like, I've got a scratch on my arm from an investigation earlier. So I guess because I don't know, I don't feel that I might be the best one to answer that. The best advice I could give is go in with an open mind and just muster up the courage, knowing that you might get a scratch or you might get hurt. But if you're careful and you've got your wits about you, um, you should be fine. You should be okay. And again, I might be speaking improperly because I haven't experienced enough danger to know when something could be dangerous. So
Yeah.
that's probably about the best way I could answer that because I don't know enough to give a.
Yeah. Well, I got a question for you. Okay, so you're saying, like, I know you said that you really don't trust the spirit boxes and everything because they're pre-recorded and stuff like that. So how? I mean, how would you communicate with the spirits? I mean, like, would you bring anything else that you think that would be the right way to communicate with them? Like, what kind of?
Something that I would know for a fact was not fabricated. Like the spirit box, I'm sure there are some out there that might be a little bit better, but something that I know has I look at it, the more analog approach, something that's more tangible. Like if it's a spirit box, it could be pre-recorded things just come into your phone from their server. But if it's something if it's a piece of equipment with an antenna and there's nothing coming through there but signals and energy and RF frequencies and EVP, what is it, electronic voice? I can't remember what EVP stands for. Jax, help me out.
I'm not sure. I'm like him.
Electronic voice phenomena. That's what phenomenon.
Yeah. It's just like aliens, No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I would need something that I know for a fact that I could prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that it is completely getting its input from the outside sources. So like an analog piece of equipment or something designed to pick up frequencies around the room, or a camera. People are talking about the Xbox Live camera tied to a Windows tablet where it has certain ways of picking up. It's picked up like people walking because it picks up different frequencies. I don't even know how that all works, but that sounds a lot more tangible and a lot more credible to me than an app that could be getting clips of voices that are pre-recorded and could be messing up potentially real interactions that you could be making.
Exactly.
But something that I would have a lot more faith in.
Yeah.
That's the reason I kind of lean away from the spirit boxes.
What do you think about rods, like spirit rods, like the rods that people use to communicate with spirits? Like,
I haven't seen a lot of investigations using them, but I've heard a lot of good things from credible sources, like from people that I trust that have used them. I've heard a lot of people talk about them. I would definitely like to see for myself and try them. But yeah, I can only go as far as my knowledge of that. I can only go on what other people have told me, but they definitely feel a lot more tangible to me than other things.
what do you think about life after death?
Um,
Like when you die and come back, like in a new life, or you die and you open a new journey. You know what I mean? You're a whole different person. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think about that?
well, I'm not sure. See, that's just it. I'm not sure if I fully believe in reincarnation.
Mm.
And none of this is, I could be wrong completely with everything I'm saying. This is all speculation and opinion, and it's subject to change because I have an open mind. So if this, I'm saying that because I don't want to offend anybody. I don't want them saying, no, reincarnation is real and you're a jerk for saying it's wrong. I'm just saying that it's what I believe in, and my beliefs change a lot based on what I experience in my life. My mind is open to change all the time. But what I have come to
Sorry.
learn, and what I, as far as the afterlife, what I believe currently based on what I know, which is not a whole lot, is I know we go on. I know it's not just blackness and that's it. There's enough evidence out there that we either roam this earth or we go to heaven and hell and that's it, or both. We're stuck here until a certain point when we can move on. And I just hope that when I get to that point, when I pass on, that I have enough sorted out that I don't have to remain here. I hope I go on to a different place. And if I do remain here, I really hope that it's not one of those situations where I ended on a bad note and I'm stuck in a loop, because I fully believe that that is a possibility. You can get stuck in a loop because you see uh, a ghost car driving and getting in the same accident the same time every day, and that's what
Mhm.
happened when they died, and they're stuck in that loop because their energy is stuck in that place,
Mhm.
and they're doomed to repeat it. You have a woman commits suicide, or a guy, just using as an example. A woman jumps off a bridge, commits suicide, and you see that spirit leaping from the bridge over and over again in a constant loop. I fully believe that is a possibility, and I don't know. I would like to think that it's because they just ended on a bad note, and it was so traumatizing of an ending that of their life, that they're stuck in that. But again, I don't know. It's just speculation.
Um,
That's what I feel about the afterlife, as far as what I know, or what I think I know.
well, like a lot of people die and they come back and they're like a whole new person. You know what I mean? Like they see things in a different view in life. You know what I mean? Or they believe
Like
they're
near
here.
death.
I'm sorry.
You mean like a near death
Yeah,
experience?
they're
They die and
different.
come back, like die
Yeah,
on the operating table.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
It's about that. I mean, I know I did it. Like I died for 3 minutes, and I've never seen a black, and it felt comfort, but it told me I had to go back. But I was in so much pain when I entered my body again. And there, like I know, just it's that feeling of love and caring that I have. I mean, I was always a good person back then, but at the same time, it's just like I was always, oh my god, I gotta go to work. Oh my god, this life sucks. Blah 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 blah. But I'm more just like energetic person, no matter what. My body don't allow it, but I'm just like, hey, I'm here. You know what I mean? Like I'm this guy. You know what I mean? Like, and I mean, I know there's plenty of people out there that have had that happen to you guys, and I'm pretty sure that we might not notice it at the time, but if we could look back, maybe we have, you know what I mean?
See, I like. I'm gonna get mention something on that too, but real a side thing, real quick. Sean brought up a good point. He says it's an impression. The actual spirit moves on. Like when you see something that's looping.
Yeah,
My question for that is, what leaves that impression? Does it take it takes a certain amount of energy to leave that impression? And if the spirit is energy, and that spirit has moved
yeah,
on, what is making that impression? Or is it a split? Part of that energy stays to leave the impression, and it's perpetual. It's a consistent energy because it's a consistent impression that keeps repeating itself
yeah,
forever. Um, and energy is neither created nor destroyed; it's just transformed. So that's my question: is if it is an impression and the actual spirit moves on, where does that energy come from if the spirit takes their energy with them?
yeah. Like it's sort of like it's sort of like you know how we have a aura like that. That's what you're talking about, right? Aura. If
Hmm.
I mean, where does the aura come from if our body dies already and takes the aura with us? And that's the question I wanted to, I know that Vel answered and everything else and answered me about that, and even Jax, but I still think that in myself, I think that, there's more to, a spirit's aura than we know, than we should know.
We're only
Um,
basing it on what we understand in our tiny human brains.
exactly,
Like
exactly.
Sean
No
just
offense to him, I
said,
just, I'm sorry. I'm
Oh, just
open to the comments. I'm sorry, guys.
that says residual energy. I mentioned the doctor for
Yeah.
bringing me back. That's good. Yeah, it's part of the energy of death. I guess that kind of makes sense. It
Yeah.
still begs the question: where does that energy come from that keeps it going? The same energy that brings. Okay, so that's going into what we do not understand, and that's. I think it's easy to accept something as, hey, we're never going to fully understand it until we go there, and even then we might not, and we just have to be okay with that. But it's still, I can't help but ask. I love asking questions and getting people's
Yeah.
opinions and perspectives on it. So I'm glad you guys are commenting, and I'm learning a lot from
I'm
this.
sorry I'm not like actually clicking on it. I normally do.
No,
Um,
what were you saying before? I was going to comment on something else that you said.
um, I got one. Okay, it's about okay, going. Let's. I think it's. I think we really did about the auras and everything. Um,
What the heck? Where
I
were
was
you?
remember we were talking about something earlier about like people that are bounded
Oh,
to their houses.
yeah, I remembered. We were talking about near-death experiences.
Yeah, yeah,
I have a big question about that, and it may not be something that we can ever fully know. It just depends on what you believe is really happening.
yeah,
I've heard both things, and I cannot decide because how would I know? I cannot decide which one I want to believe is really happening. I've heard on one side, near-death experiences are you experiencing death and what you're going to see, and your body is dead and your soul is leaving, and you're seeing things that you cannot explain. You see a light, you see a tunnel, you're heading towards it, and
yeah,
you feel a glow, a calmness, a certain thing, and that could be what's happening. I've heard the skepticism side of that. That's
yeah,
just your brain dying, and your life is flashing before your eyes. That's all just your brain doing that. And as you come out of it, as you're being brought back to life on the let's say on the operating table, it's
yeah,
it
yeah,
could happen many ways, but just for the sake of argument, we'll stick with the scenario. You're on the operating table and they're shocking you. They're bringing you back to life. Um, your brain is still functioning with what oxygen it has left, and with the oxygen deprivation, we do know scientifically, it's a fact that with oxygen deprivation, you can hallucinate. So is that just your brain hallucinating? Um, Based on what you've heard. You've heard that that's what happens. You see a tunnel, you see a light, you
yeah.
feel calm. Uh, so I would like to know if anyone has that experience and has never heard of the scenario of seeing a light or because I know we're going to go into like
You're
Helen
good.
Keller, and this is totally serious. Helen Keller never knew how. She never knew how to. She couldn't hear. She couldn't see, but they still taught her how to say the word water, and they still taught her how to basically verbalize without having no input. With having no input, I just had a double negative there. Smack
Yeah,
myself for that. Um, Without having any input stimulus from the outside, she was still taught how to speak words that it would take you hearing them to be able to know how to repeat them. That to me, it boggles my mind. How did they teach her how to do that? That's incredible.
yeah,
So somebody who's never seen or never heard the story of a bright light, and that's what you see, has an instance where they're dead on the operating table. Would they see that, and would they still know? You know what I'm saying? Like someone
mm,
who's never been explained, that's what a near-death experience is. They
yeah,
experience that. Is
yeah.
that like Helen Keller learning how to say water without being able to hear and see?
Well,
Uh,
you think
or
about it, like, because I mean, sorry,
experience, or
I
is
talked
that
to a lot of, sorry,
good?
I talked to a lot of, I talked to a lot of, blind individuals on my live streams, and they have it amps up their, instead of like it's just like a division. They can sense you 10 times more better than we can. We have our eyes, they don't. Even with hearing, it amps up more with their ears. And yeah, man, I don't know much about it, but I think you're right about it. You know what I mean? Maybe they see and they hear and they feel so much more than what we feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
The other remaining senses are heightened
yeah,
to the
yeah,
where, I mean, she learned to speak without any any outside stimulus in the way
mm,
that we understand it. You know, we learn to speak based on hearing it or based on learning how to make sounds out of the words that
big
we're reading.
hug.
Whereas she learned it, I'm guessing, based on touch, you know, or vibration, you know. I don't know. I'm gonna have to read the book on how, or what was her name that taught her how to speak.
Same
Um,
here.
yeah,
I was reading what Sean said. I was born with my ability, so I've been half in spirit world and half. See, that's what I want to know, Sean. Whenever we bring up the panel, come up because I want to know more about what's in the spiritual, what's on their side. How do they see us on their side? How do they feel? I mean, like that's what I want to know. I want to know how it feels to actually touch something of ours. You know, if it's static or if it's like like they can't just reach it but they knock it over, but knowing I don't know, like I mean there's so much I want to know. I mean, sorry.
yeah, they don't have a physical body, so it's
Yeah,
just it's something that we could probably never in a living body never fully explain or experience until we are just energy, you know. But I would love to get the opinion of Sean when we
yeah,
open up the panel to someone who's halfway in between. I mean, you're alive, obviously, but a you've got an eye and an ear and
yeah,
you've got your toes dipped into the, you know, or you might be halfway submerged, you know. You're
exactly.
you've got more into it than you know, you got your third eye is open. Let's use that. Your third eye is open,
Yeah.
and that to me is very fascinating.
So what do you think about, let's say you die? Yeah, I know I just mentioned that like go back. um so let's say you die, let's say I die, I'm stuck in this room, right? And I try to open the door, I can't. Like what confines us to our space in time?
That's a great question. I have no idea.
I still want to know. Maybe Sean knows. I mean, but I want to know, like, because I seen a movie last night. You know what I mean? And these couple died, but they didn't know they're dead. So later in the movie, let's fast forward the movie where they seen a séance, and there's another couple that knows that they're spirits, but then in the movie, these evil looking demons try to take the guy away, knowing that he killed his family over another woman. So they're stuck in that house and they don't know why. And every time they try to open that front door, like every time they try to open that front door, they couldn't open it. And during the movie, they're saying that spirits can eat and drink water and use the bathroom and everything else. That's what they're trying to explain it in the morning
Or
in
they
the movie.
or they can emulate the
Yeah.
act of doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Is it? I wonder that too. Is it like Beetlejuice, like where they can't leave the house because I mean, they're stuck in that house, and when you try to leave, is there just danger out there? I mean, obviously that's a very embellished version of it, but is that how it is? Like it's like
Or
sandworms out there, you can't, you know,
or
or
it's
something to that effect.
or it's sort of like a little it's sort of like when they make a little what do you call that? A little force field around you, and they keep you in there because they want you to remember what you did,
Who is
that made you be stuck there. Maybe.
who is they though?
I
Who
don't know.
wants you to?
But there were demons. They were demons that
Oh,
kept
in
them
the
there.
movie,
They were tormenting them. I don't know if it's true or not. Don't quote me wrong. Right.
Dogs is
That's
asking
right. What movie was it? Oh,
which
let me go find it. Hold on. Give me
I'm
a
gonna
second.
open a tab too because I wanna find that later. That's
Yeah, I'm gonna. Let's see. It's on Amazon Prime. Give me a second, and I
oh
will.
good. Prime, I can watch it. Cool. B, if you're watching, write this down, and we're gonna watch it on Prime later. We have a Flex box, a Comcast Flex box, and we can watch like YouTube and different things. Sandworms, yes. But while you're looking that up, I wanted to comment
Yeah.
on something. You were saying like how are they contained in that room? Like you hear how ghosts can walk through walls or can move through. If a spirit is just energy, maybe it's just a transfer of energy. You know, a spirit takes energy, and that's why the room gets cold, because they're taking that heat and that energy. Maybe they can go through the wall through just the transfer of energy. They can just make the wall uh, warm, and they're within that wall, and then leave. Because it's not a tangible body. It's not like here's a door and I'm hitting it, or here's a wall and I'm hitting it. They can go through that because all they are is energy, and they could go through 10 feet of solid concrete or solid steel by just moving through the energy of the I guess the potential energy of the steel block, we'll say.
I'm just still trying to find it.
There's potential energy and kinetic energy. Kinetic is moving, it's happening. Potential is it has the potential to be moving, and once it's set, Newton's laws. But yeah, something with potential energy, maybe they can take their moving active kinetic energy and transfer it at a level so indiscreet that it's oblivious to the naked eye.
Yeah, it is. Give me sorry, guys. I'm looking for it still. No, I saved it and then it's like I'll find it.
Oh man, do you know who? Was there any big names in it?
No, there wasn't. Let me see.
I like that's a double-edged sword because I love like no-name people in
Yeah,
movies,
me
but at
too.
the same time it makes it hard to find. Like if Gina Davis was in it, I could just search Gina Davis and look at her filmography and say, oh,
Yeah.
that's the one. Yeah.
I'm gonna find it
Was
because
it,
I would actually watch it again, to be honest. Okay,
look at
come
your
on.
history. Do you have a watch history?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Give me a second. Let me.
My wife loves the fact that we can get like Hallmark movies and stuff like that through Amazon Prime and all that, to the point where I don't get my Amazon Prime at night anymore. I used to watch House at night sometimes, and we finished it, so now I'm just rewatching some episodes. Um, but now at night, now that it's getting into the Christmas season, I'll go in, I'll say, "Are you still watching this?" She's like, "Yeah." So I fall asleep to whatever she's got on, whatever ridiculous, nothing happening Hallmark movie is on. Not a
My
fan.
God, where is it? I'm over here looking for it. Hold on a second. Sorry.
That's right. I'll keep the people entertained.
Yeah,
So,
gotta find it though.
let's
What do you think of? What do you think about hell? Do you
uh,
think?
the opposite of heaven, basically. It's everything has balance. There's good and there's bad. There's hot and there's cold. There's good and evil. There's right and wrong. And I think hell is just the anti-heaven, or heaven is the anti-hell, depending on how you want to look at it. What image do I see? I see the storybook, or what we were taught in Catholic Sunday school. I see the
Mhm.
fire and brimstone. I see the big like stalactite rocks and mountains and stuff, and lakes of fire. I don't know how accurate that is, or we won't know unless I hope I don't go there.
Well, hell no. I'll be like,
But I think hell could be an idea too. I think hell
Yeah.
could be on Earth. Hell could be happening right now, um, in a way. Hell could be a frame of mind. You know, it's
Yeah.
it's all in how you look at it. Hell could be a lot of things. Heaven could be a frame of mind. Heaven could be a really good bowl of cereal. That could be your little piece of heaven for the day. But actual tangible places that we go, um, I think it's possible. I think it's very much, if you're evil enough and you're inherently, there's not a lot of good in you, or there's no good in you. You could be condemned to the the lake of fire to burn for all eternity.
Okay, I found it.
Like, we get what we deserve. We'll put it that way. We get what we deserve in life, and we get that in death. All right, what you got for me? I'm gonna write it down.
It's called. Well, I'll put it on private because it's a weird name. So it's called Atoning, or you gotta watch it, man. It's free. Like, I mean, it's awesome. I'll put it on chat as well. You guys want to view it? It's free on Amazon Prime. It's called Atoning. It has like a black hand over a female's face.
Oh yeah, nice. I see it, like a real like dirty looking hand.
But it explains it to me. I feel like that's the answer that I've been looking for. You know what I mean? Like, it explains it all the way. It might not be. I'm just saying. But guys, watch it, guys. That explains like why people can't move on out of their houses, and you never know. They might be tormented from these evil spirits. You know, to remember. And there was this one part where the dad shoots the kid in the head, you know, and everything else, and the devil's just mocking the kid. Bang, 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 bang. It was off the walls, man. It was just. I mean, did they get tormented? That's what I want to know.
I'm sorry, guys. We got into talking about this, and I'm missing so much in the chat.
I know, me too. I'm sorry about that, guys.
Someone said something about the spirit box, and I saw my name I flipped over to the YouTube tab, and it's like a few minutes behind.
Oh, I don't know. Well, guys, I'm opening the panel. Sorry. Do you mind if I open the panel up? And
oh, yeah, let's do it. Totally. Yeah, those of you who are typing all this, I hope you don't mind coming up and repeating some, because there's so much.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I missed a lot of this. I apologize too.
I like talking to the people too. Don't they? You know.
Eli is all about the people.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. They trap themselves. It's a threshold. They must gather all their fear and emotions across the world that still exists. Okay.
Hell's a giant waiting. Yeah, exactly. Sorry. I'm trying not to laugh.
Or the line never moves.
Exactly. See, that's what I was thinking. Second star is it's a big vortex. You know what I mean? Where it goes around the house, and they're like they have to admit their wrongs so they can move on. Because when we die, we come. What I think is when we die, because I made a topic about this like a year ago. When you die, okay, it's called karma. When you die, you're reborn again and again, so you can finally realize your wrongs and you can do right by yourself. And then when you die, you'll go to heaven or that place. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm missing so much. I feel so bad.
I know. Well, I'm ready to. If you want to open it up, I'm actually going to run to the restroom real quick.
Okay.
I should have did that first.
They did Mariah current house electricity build up their boundaries. Wow.
Yeah.
That is wild. Guys, come up. I have 6 people up here. There we go. Second star.
We have a lot to discuss, guys, so please don't be shy.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Okay, cool.
What's up, my dangerous duo?
What's up, dude? Chilling, man. Man, I'm overwhelmed because I'm just like, what am I talking about? I'm trying to find this movie and everything.
You're all good. All right, so here's the thing. This is what I've always wondered about spirits, okay?
Yeah.
All right. People say, oh, they float through walls, they do this, they do that. Yeah, I mean, you see them closing doors, you see them opening doors, but if they're just based on energy,
yeah,
and say they died in a house 20 years ago, it still has electricity and everything like that. Wouldn't it just be easier for them to be able? But I saw what Sean said, you know, that if they understand that they're dead or not, but if they do understand that they died, can't they ride the electrical currents to escape their boundaries to another area?
Well, see, the problem is
like
you would think, yeah.
Yeah, well, like just like Dren said, you might think, but for right now, they're too in their own mindset of how they died, and they're confused where they're at. So they're not really thinking about that unless some medium opens their eyes or something like that, or someone opens the door for them, so or maybe they can open their mind for them so they can better understand that.
But
I mean,
people talk about, but here's the thing: people go to abandoned buildings that have no electricity or whatever, okay, and they say, oh, they get possessed, they get, whatever. What if it's just that spirit trying to attach themselves to you to get out of that area that they're at because they have no energy to feed? They're weak and they need to go somewhere else to strengthen. What if it's not a bad thing, but they're just trying to escape, kind of like, I mean, hell, kind of like monkeys from a zoo or whatever. If you leave the cage door open, they're going to want to run out, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, people say, oh, spirits were once humans and they're still humans. It goes the same thing. Do you want to, as we've seen through this virus and everything, nobody wants to be cooped up in the same house for all eternity.
We can't even last a few months.
No, exactly.
Right.
But it's more like this. It's like, I mean, I don't know much about it, but it's sort of like their universe they're confused. You know what I mean? And to them,
Well,
4 minutes could mean 4 or 5 days, maybe a year.
Time, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I could understand. I can understand if it was somebody that died 10 to 20 years ago, that they're still confused and still trying to understand their way. But I'm talking about somebody that died in Gettysburg, or somebody that's been around for centuries. Like, they've been around long enough to understand that they've been dead. Like, they just have to look out the window and see that the area that they've lived in, the area that they fought at, is now a graveyard. I mean, time still moves on, even for a spirit, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because there's reports of specific areas and everything like that have like tree markers for remembrance to a mother or daughter or whatever. Like, they couldn't afford a gravestone, so they buried their relative or whatever under this tree and buried the tree as the headstone. And that tree get knocked over or destroyed or whatever, and that spirit comes back pissed off, and I don't know. It just seems like there's some spirits that wake up and know that they're dead and know that they can do things. Then there's spirits that don't understand that they're dead. I mean,
so they're still confused in that time, and they don't want to admit it, or they can't, or I don't know. I don't understand that though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, like, they're doing things inside houses and stuff that they know that is different. They're able to move heavy things that they probably could not lift in their past. Say it was a pissed off grandmother, and now she's throwing over your couch and everything like the freaking Incredible Hulk. How does she not know that she's already dead if she has that strength?
Exactly.
I'm on the edge on that. Like, what do y'all think?
I don't. I mean, I think it's just like some people say you can't really tell a spirit they're dead. I mean, like, do they just flip out, or I mean, what goes on in their mind. I mean, I hear that a lot.
Some of them
Yeah, but you also. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. What, Grinch?
I was just going to say some of them might know that they are dead. Some of them might not. But that is a really good question. If you have one that has this all of a sudden has this superhuman strength to it and has this energy, how would they not know that how would they not be
Yeah.
surprised by that and say, you would have to know that something else is going on. I didn't have this
Right.
streak when I was alive. You would think it would make sense to them. Maybe they're just disoriented so badly that they just cannot fathom it. I don't know. That's a really very good question.
It's like, okay. It's like what you said, Eli. Can spirits be delusional? Can they? I mean, yeah, there's intellectual spirits and everything, but how can the spirit think without a brain? Like,
I thought when you die, everything dies, like the heart, the brain. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I don't really understand.
well, the thing is, your brain runs on electrical currents.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's that's why it's called a brainstorm. Like when you have a thought or whatever, you have you have electrical synapses that fire in your brain to make you think, make you wonder, make you have a conversation.
Exactly.
Does that mean that when you die and the electrical currents die out in your brain, does that mean your brain creates the spirit?
Yeah.
Like, is the spirit the electricity from your brain that finally forms itself? Because even like what I said, like the guillotine, and like there has been reported cases of the head still blinking and trying to talk and everything while it's decapitated from the human body, even after the blood runs out. And it only stops after the electrical current dies from the brain. So it is the spirit really just your electrical currents that's taking physical form? Is it not your body, but is it the power of your brain that's left behind?
It's the energy that is running your brain.
Yeah.
The energy goes
like it's not like an actual physical spirit. Like,
you know what I wonder?
That's yeah.
And that's I don't know. I just kind of started thinking about this when you were saying that, like when how the law of everything spreading out, everything breaking apart, entropy. Everything
Yes.
has the tendency to dissipate. Energy can dissipate. Yeah. Energy can spread out. What if how when the human body gets Alzheimer's and the brain breaks down, you get disoriented, you get confused. What if you start off when you die as a very concentrated, controlled, very intellectual, we'll say, bit of energy, and the bad or confused or delusional or we'll say disoriented spirits that cause problems are just the very, very old ones that entropy has set in so bad, their energy is dissipated to the point where they cannot contain their intellect anymore, and it's like ghost Alzheimer's, something along those lines.
There's also been cases of there's been cases in old people homes and stuff like that have been shut down, where supposedly Alzheimer patients and everything lived, but they're running around and able to communicate through spirit boxes perfectly. So
it's like you get a second chance. When that energy
leaves
second chance, it's now controlled again, and you're not limited by the disease, that energy is contained and you get your thought process back. Yeah.
Right. Like you don't like your synapses aren't blocked anymore. And now it's back to what it was truly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah.
So how about like eating and stuff like that in your past in the spirit world? Like
I've had a spirit smoke off my cigarette.
oh yeah,
so,
I haven't seen that yet, but I need to see it.
Kind of like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Kind of like an Omar's video.
Kind of like a Hallmark video. What?
Hallmark video?
Hallmark.
No. Kind of like an Omar Gosh's video.
Oh, I thought you meant a Hallmark video. I was like,
a Hallmark video. I'm like,
yeah, that's so touching.
The Hallmark Paranormal Channel.
The ghost present.
I was gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna go draw me a Hallmark card right now and give it to Tyler.
No, Omar Gosh's video that he did at I think it was Brushy Mountain.
I don't know. I've never seen it, Tyler.
He did one at the Brushy Mountain Penitentiary, like I would say probably several months back or whatever. And he took like a pack of cigarettes there, and he doesn't smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he took a pack of cigarettes there, lit one up, set it on the bar where the bars are. And he lit up his camera, and nobody's there. It's just him and James was off doing something else. And he literally turned off his light, and you start to see the red ember light up on the cigarette.
See, I don't know about that. It depends on a lot of things. Like people were nailing my live stream saying, oh, it could have been the wind blowing in and everything. No, I was sitting inside my SUV with the windows up and everything, and it was taking hits. Like, if you're in an open spot, like, if wind blows by or whatever, it will simulate, like, somebody taking a hit off a cigarette. I mean, it's just the ember burning down.
But in this video, it looked like it was like somebody was actually taking a puff off of it.
Like, did it take the huge glowing ember?
Yeah, it was a huge glowing ember.
Okay, because it just depends. I mean,
and you could tell that it wasn't windy at all that day, and he was indoors.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying because, those penitentiaries, they weren't the sturdiest of the built,
Yeah, Sean said Jimmy's cell. And Destination Afterlife confirmed the penitentiary where it was at. It was at Brushy Mountain.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm just saying. I mean, you just got to look at all aspects of it. You gotta debunk everything. Like,
right?
Because if you don't debunk it, people are not going to pay any attention to it. They're going to be like, "Oh, you're one of those people that believe in everything."
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that I believe in everything. There's,
yeah.
I'm a skeptic at things, So, but I mean, I've actually caught, things on past phones that I've had. At first I wasn't spirits aren't real or anything like that, or the whole skeptic bullcrap. And until on one of my past phones I caught a female's voice, and there was only 3 of us guys there, nobody else around, and this this female's voice said, and I quote, "We like to use children to hide." Nobody's around.
Oh, nice.
No female around or anything like that. Like I said, there's only 3 of us guys, and
Yeah.
I caught that female's voice in a voice recording deal on my pass phone, and I was like, "Shit."
Some drink.
And then I had my video camera recording on that same phone, and I was like, "Okay, if anybody's around, mess with my phone or something." And my video kept going in and out.
Everything.
Yeah.
What's up, Beth? What's up,
Oh,
ᴏʀɪԼɪ?
What's up, Eli?
Chilling, dude.
What it is, Ops? How you been, man?
Oh, you know, catching up on rest.
Yeah, good.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit. It's a ghost house.
I heard about that. Slept in the prison on the concrete.
Hell
Yeah,
yes, I did.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was saying, why don't you tell us about your adventure? You know.
Yeah.
Red
Let's see.
said, "Oh crap! Hi, Sizzle Tits."
I don't know who all knows, but we just got back, or we just the Sunday we went to Moundsville prison in West Virginia. I think we ended up having 22 or 23 investigators there for it. It was pretty
Shit.
It was good. It wasn't everything I thought it was going to be. I mean, the place is humongous, and you know, we hit all the hot spots. You know, Red Cell, Shadow Man Hallway. I mean, a ton of places. Sugar Shack. You know, all the hot spots that everybody, you know, on YouTube goes to and sees a million damn things. Or
Did you get you a lollipop at the Sugar Shack?
that place smelled like asshole, dude.
All y'all farting all at once.
No, dude, it was like you walk outside the prison, and you turn down into this little like cove thing, and it's about 13 steps underground. You get down there, it's just that old musky smell where water's leaking in it all the time. It's just pretty nasty. It just
Oh, imagine if the septic tank ruptured. All those years of
So, ᴏʀɪԼɪ, can you tell us like what you experienced and stuff like that there? What you've seen in, you know, in your own eyes, like in your own self?
Yeah. As far as, I mean, I'm still going through a lot of the evidence. You know, I had 3 closed circuit TV cameras going, like night vision cameras going. So I have 6 hours times 3 of footage. I got to go through that. But personal, you know, in the moment things. The psych ward up top, it's over top of the welcoming center. Me and Boots there. And as you go past, when you first walk in, it's long corridors. So when you're, you know, when you have a flashlight with you, it's constant shadow play, just because of the light that your shadow or your, you know, puts off and kind of makes things dance around. There was a cell. It's not really a cell, per se. It was like almost like a department store window is what it looked like. And it had, you know, the figures and a few chairs, but what they were observation cells. You know, they'd cram 4 or 5 guys in there, and they just have complete glass around them so they could see them. And I got a real, like, you know, you get that static charge where your hair stands up and you kind of get that uneasy feeling.
Yeah.
I got that there. I got a pretty good EVP in there. And it made no sense. Like the EVP for what you're thinking. You'd think you'd hear, cuss words or let me out or something like that.
Yeah.
But it said, I like chocolate. That's what it sounds like. I like chocolate.
Wow.
I mean, it makes no sense.
Wait, was that in the psych ward?
Yes.
Well, I mean, like what we were saying, like maybe it was one of the inmates that really liked chocolate, like, and thought you were the candy man.
Well, and me and Beth had talked about it, and stuff. I think you have a few intelligent spirits there that actively work within the prison, but you're surrounded by, all that granite. There's a river that runs right beside it. There's a great big Indian burial mound. Yeah, there's a great big Indian burial mound right out front. And I think more the Griffin effect takes place there. I think you get more residual.
So you're gonna get hit from all angles.
Yeah, but I think it's more residual energy. I don't think it's an active, intelligent haunt because, like I said, I was there I investigated for like 4.5 hours. I slept a good hour and a half of it on the floor.
Yeah,
but it wasn't like nearly as active as what you thought. A lot of people who was there didn't get the big jump scares where they kick off running. I cut into a hallway, into a cell, and I got this like groanish growl. That's really the only time I ever got freaked out.
So y'all didn't have to bust out in a dazzled shirt, Scooby Doo, room to room chase, huh?
No, nothing like that. Me and Boots and then me and Hensley heard a dog barking. But the thing of it is, there it's great big windows, and some of the windows are broken. So you're getting outside
interference.
Yeah, from it. But like what I was saying, I think most of it is a residual type. So I was probably actually getting someone, all that pain and suffering, it imprints on, the block, the water. I mean, all that energy imprints all that concrete, and it's there. And I'm quite certain probably somebody's suffering through there, probably some crazy bastard like chocolate. You know what I mean? But like I laid down in red cell.
Yeah. I mean, and also, the time frame and the history of it, and so many people in and out of that thing.
Yeah.
And
that's what I was saying. Like, I think, which I'd seen some pictures of things that like some of the tour guides had. Most of their pictures was all taken during the day. And that makes sense. Like most of the activity that would have been imprinted would be
during the day.
During the day, at night, they're locked up in a cell. You know what I mean? Unless you're sitting in each cell for hours and hours, I just don't think you're going to get the activity that you think you would. I mean, it was the typical ghost, hunt. It was 6 hours of trying to find something and coming away with a couple things. I mean, you can't go out, on an investigation every time and come back with something class A. It just doesn't happen that way.
Right. And see, that's what I've always thought about on prisons too, because like, why do people go to prisons at nighttime when the prisoners are all asleep and they don't have free range or anything like they do during the day? That would, because if they're still, even if they're residual energy, they're trapped in that thinking that it's still an active jail. So their movements and everything would only be during the hours that they're allowed to leave their cells or go eat or whatever. It's
That's exactly it. I mean, that's what you're saying is exactly right. That would be the only time that you would get that type of stuff is when they were active in life. The bad thing about that is they tore down like the Hole and Death Row.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the death done in the middle of the day, like the older ones, like the actual hangings. Were done in the day, but like they don't want you on the grass as much out there, so you really can't get out there. And then they only had like 9 electrocution, like electric chair deaths. So then they done those at midnight, so you could have got something out and around that area, but it doesn't exist anymore. So
right. So those spirits that are trapped there are now like freely walking around. So yeah, like hell, they could be 50 miles away from there now. You know, if a place like if your jail cell is destroyed, you have nowhere to go. And what were they thinking about while they were alive was escaping prison. So,
and like I said, you know, I mean, I'm not trying to bitch about it. It was a great time. I met a lot of cool people. I just think it. In my mind, I expected a lot more. I think it's just one of those things. Just probably, you know, nothing against them, but probably a little overhyped, and it just wasn't everything I was, you know, really wanting it to be.
It's not all that in a bag of Doritos.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, brother, it wasn't. I think maybe I just had my expectations too high. You know what I mean?
Baby, I mean, well, it's like that. I mean, you also got to think like these big TV shows and everything that go there. You know, they go there multiple days to see what they get, and it's not like they get all that stuff in one night. You know.
Yeah, and, like we were told to be there at 9 o'clock.
I knew Eli liked nuts.
Nutty bliss, kinky.
I knew he was nutty.
Yeah, they told us to be there at like 9 o'clock, and they would give us a tour, and then we would be able to, you know, we could say no to the tour, and we could do our setup, whatever. They didn't until like right at 10, and I had, you know, hundreds of feet of cord to run to get the, you know,
everything set up.
And these guys get to go in the middle of the day, set all their shit up, you know, and
where the audio person's at?
I had no clue on it. But I mean, some people were saying that they had some pretty, you know, interesting stuff, but you know,
I had a headache.
Again,
the original Grinch is good.
Which original? The nachos?
No, I mean, I haven't tried the nacho ones. I'm just the original guy.
Yeah.
Nah.
The chili ones and the jacket ones, the buffalo chicken.
But yeah, it went real well. I think it went so well that
A bunch of this lost footage.
we
Oh yeah, I heard you heard lost stuff.
Yeah, Jacksonville
Lost footage. I lost footage. Hensley lost footage.
Hensley, and then once we posted on Facebook that, you know, we had kind of had some footage just disappear. Other people's been like, yeah, us too. And I kept getting.
I was going to ask, that room that Vale and the room where the spirit wanted to talk to Jax, that y'all said that there was cigarettes on the ground. Did y'all light up a cigarette for him? Wait, what?
No, you're not allowed.
No, you're not allowed in there.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So how can you how can a spirit be attached to a prison? Wouldn't they want to leave the prison, or they're just automatically attached when they die because of maybe like the way they died? Maybe.
bricks and shit are
It's what I was talking about, Eli. Like, when, like, say when you pass away, and you guys were talking about it earlier.
Yeah.
Certain things, like, say, people. You've heard, like, people going to prison for a long time. They get out and they go right back because they can't conform.
lifers.
Yeah, they can't conform to, like, being out. They're just institutionalized. They've been there so long that's their life. So when you take, like,
well, it's kind of like some people in the military too, Ghost. You know, like they've been in the military all their life and they can't go back to civilization, so they just live the rest of their life in the military. You know.
Yeah, and that's the difference between an active and a residual prompt, though, Eli. Like, a residual, what it is it's just time stamping. It's just a playback of that person's life, and it's just raw emotions, death, fear, excitement, happiness. All those emotions will imprint on, like, hardwoods, like granite, like stone. So it's not necessarily that ghost is there. What you're catching is a flicker in time. You might see a ghost walking into a cell, but it doesn't mean that ghost is intelligent and knows you're there and can communicate with you. That's just a path it took at some point in time, and that's what you're seeing.
Yeah.
And that too, like Grinch, I was gonna say that too about like the house can record like everybody like events from like things in their past life, and that's why people hear knocks or people coming up coming up the stairs and stuff because they're already imprinted, like they're I'm gonna say souls, I guess, or it's just you know what I mean though, right? Like kind of like imprinted in the walls, imprinted in the wood, and stuff
like what Sean was saying. It's a ghost repeating everything. It's not the spirit or the entity or the being or the soul of that person. It's just residual energy that's left doing that. The imprint.
Like the strength of the death or pain or whatever, like whatever fueled that moment, like it's if it's strong enough, it can keep it on forever. If it's tapped in, like what Ghost said, like if it's trapped within those wooden floors and in the just the soil itself, it can power it.
But let me ask you a question: what would happen if like I never meant for the house to imprint that? Is it just going to automatically imprint it because I died there, or is it because that's just what the house does sometimes when it comes, but because with everybody in the house?
Both.
It depends. I mean, it depends on the way you die. I mean, if you die a traumatizing death of agony and pain, that's a huge release of energy. It's people say, heart attacks are quick and everything, but it's also painful and it's also scary, like, you're dying, and that can be trapped just as easy as anything else.
Not necessarily. There's what's called a silent heart attack. One of my grandfathers died from that.
Yeah.
But Eli, to that,
like my grandfather, he had a stroke. He had a stroke on his tractor while he was plowing his field, and it was such a painful stroke. It stretched his face all the way around the right side of his face to where his ear was on the back of his head, and his face was stretched around to where his ear was, like his mouth and everything. And it took almost 2 years for his face to come back to normal. Like, that stuff's terrifying, and it can, grease the pan for anything.
Cancel lost 30-minute views footage.
Hi, Lady Jax. Hi, Carol.
But that's what I was saying, Eli, about the residual to the active. Residual is nothing to do with the soul or the spirit of that person. That's just an imprint of a time. That's not actually that's not the actual spirit of a person. Only thing you're doing is catching energy. You're just catching a glimpse of it's just like watching a movie. That's the best way to put it.
Watch it, rewind it, rewatch it, rewind it, rewatch it.
You're just catching.
Wow.
A spirit, I believe, because you don't have. I mean, you think of all the millions, billions of people who have died on this earth.
Yep.
They're all spirit form. Hell, you couldn't walk down the street without running into hundreds.
Right.
And that's the reason why, I think you've heard Bill talk about it. You've heard me talk about it. Moving on or becoming, or going back to like a river of souls or back to a river of energy, to then be something else, into another human. But spirits that stay, those are the ones that are here that I think by and large, a huge percentage just move on.
Okay, Rev.
I mean that would be my understanding of it. That's kind of my take on it. But nobody really knows either. That's just my theory.
Because I'm sorry. I always thought about like residual, like always seeing. I know I'm seeing a lot of movies, but like let's say I was watching American Horror Story where she was in the store and she was reliving. She was getting punished being a cashier, and all the people that came up to her were just tormenting her at a cashier, constantly like that. Could they break out of that? Could they break out of that hell that they're in?
A residual is not, like I said, it's not the spirit. But
Yeah.
I think once the spirit becomes spirit form, here's the thing. You die, like say, we won't say you die. I'll put the onus on me. I walk out to go to work tomorrow, and some idiot comes by and just flattens me. But tomorrow morning when I walk to work,
right,
it might be 10 years down the road, 5 years down the road before I realize what I am. You know what I mean? Like me and Bella talked about this. For them, we think that time actually slows down almost to a stop. Everything else keeps going on while they're figuring out what's going on with them. From there, as they catch up, or as they finally realize what has happened, what happened to them, what they are, that's when and then they don't move on. I think that's when you start getting your active or your intelligent, spirits.
So, Ghost, you believe so? You don't. So, do you believe that even when you're trying to understand what happened and where you're at and everything as a spirit, do you believe that those spirits just block themselves away and not realize what's happening? Like say you were a soldier in Gettysburg, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all you remember was fighting on a battlefield. Then the next thing you wake up and there's a cemetery there, like, and there's people walking around, like there's no more battle, nothing, like. But do you think that they stop their own time? Because, we know time moves on and everything. And so do you think they go into kind of like a hibernation to realize what's going on? Or are they watching the events happen?
I think it's time slows down for them. Even I think as spirits grow older, and they're not actually growing older, but growing more into what they are, and spirits, spirits have free reign to move from place to place. I think once they become aware of what they are, things have changed. But I think in what they're saying, I think it's still period to them.
Okay.
That's a reason. Like me and Bell's had some pretty good talks about this, about and whatnot. But I think once a person that dies in Gettysburg, I think once they or they take the trek home, it's not that they, because you die, it doesn't mean you go on the sheet and from there on. I think they still have a person. I think they are still who they are. I mean, if they were, fun, loving, joking type person, they're still that person in death. If they were an asshole, they are an asshole in life, probably in death they're an asshole. And that's probably where so many people come up with all this, demon this, demon that. It's no, not a demon, just a guy that was an asshole in life.
Yeah. Well, see, the reason why I ask is like, okay, there's certain places that do have quote unquote evil spirits, angry spirits or something that say somebody bought this farmland, and now they've set it up as a small community now there's houses and all this stuff and everything on there, but a couple of the houses are haunted with an angry spirit. I'm wondering if that spirit realized what happened and this isn't their house anymore and there's other people on their land, and that's why they're pissed off,
I think that's part of it. I mean, everybody acts out when something doesn't go their way, you know what I mean? I don't think it's any different for a spirit. You listen, you just died. You don't get to communicate with your family anymore. You're essentially all alone. I mean, you're going to be, I think most spirits, trying to transition is probably not the most friendly. I mean, it's a lot to deal with. And constant changes, I'm sure, probably, messes with them.
Yeah, like they still, and no matter what, it's not your land anymore. Anger because it is my land. I don't know. There's just so many different circumstances with so many different scenarios out there. Because I mean, listen, how many ghost stories out there? They're not all the same. They're all different, and I believe the same as you. They were people once, and whether they were good or evil in their real life changes. I mean, they could have been Mother Teresa on Earth, but now they see people coming into their house or whatever, destroying their house or whatever, and it's pissed them off so much that they would do anything to throw somebody out of their house so they can protect it, That's just my opinion on that.
Well, the thing of it is, there's no right or wrong to this. You know what I mean? Because we don't know, and there's no way that anybody knows. So, your theory holds just as much water as mine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
True.
I feel that if you're going to share a space with spirits, you should respect that. And
Yeah.
because I do have, I share space with some, and the little boy, he plays peekaboo, and he's playful, and if I'm on camera, he will show himself.
Right.
Most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time.
Yeah.
His sister, she's very scared. She's petrified of men. She won't come out and about when men are out and about. I have a 19-year-old Civil War soldier that walks back and forth in my backyard looking for his penny. Yes, there's a story behind that. There's a story behind all this, actually. The brother and sister, their family owned the land this house is on. So they came with the land.
Yeah.
The sister has actually spoken to me. I know her name. I know how she died. I know why she died. It's a tough one. I mean, she was murdered.
Yeah.
And she looks at me like her mom. I'm the only one she actually really talks to. And my daughter witnessed it and actually got jealous. She's like, I see her, but she won't talk to me.
Yeah, it's like on my land. I have a lady in teal. No, she'll take like multiple clothing forms. Like I've seen her. Like I haven't seen her, but I've heard stories from my friends and everything that's seen her on my property. Like she'll wear a teal tube top and like bell bottom pants from the 70s, or she'll wear a long flowing teal colored dress. But she walks around my woods and everything and she cries. I've heard the crying, but I've never seen her, and she only shows herself to men. Like my best friends have seen her, my father-in-law has seen her, my brother-in-law has seen her, but not me. All I've ever heard was her crying. And I'm guessing it's because she'll show herself only to single men because they were all single and I'm married.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's
reasons. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
So I don't know if that's part of it or what.
I know with the girl here, she died at the hands of a man, and that's why she's afraid of
it.
Just don't let me around your house.
Yeah. Ghost likes to adopt ghost kids.
Yeah, wow. Okay, Becky.
Well, she's a young teenager, and
wow,
she was at a tough age to begin with.
Yeah.
Welcome, Gren.
Yeah.
I try to get guys links.
Kids just seem to follow me.
We need our Nubsy up here to drop the links.
Yeah, we're love that.
Follow me too.
Dropping links.
Nubs has been MIA for a while.
I think he came in, didn't he?
I didn't see him tonight. No, unless I missed it.
I don't know.
His internet's probably.
Yeah, I haven't seen him anywhere tonight.
Yeah. So, see, Ghost likes to adopt, spirit children, and I attract spirit animals for some reason.
I've got that too. I've got a cat.
I've been around 2 ghost cats. I've been around. I found a ghost pig.
Oh wow.
Well, Vale has found the ghost pigs and stuff on my stuff and sent me pictures of them.
Does anyone have
But
that picture?
I do. Yeah, she sent it to me on Twitter. The ghost piggy.
Yeah, can we show it?
Yeah.
Let
me see.
I can.
Yeah, go ahead.
I can try to DM it to you on Twitter.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll be right back, guys.
I never see a lot of things in the pictures that other people see, other than like an aura or an orb or something. But this piggy looks so good.
Yeah, you'll see it. Like, it's the face of the pig, and you can see the two ears, and you can see the mohawk on the back of its hump.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and he looks like he's hiding in the bushes, like just staring at me.
Let me get over to Twitter. I'll share the screen here.
Yeah, for sure.
If I get off here, I'll get off here and DM it to you because I'm on the phone, so it'll kick me if I go to Twitter or whatever. Yeah, let me
chat. So
let me do that, and I'll hop back on once you get it. Okay, just let me know. All right, I'll be back, guys.
Mountain over there, because she's got some amazing pictures.
Who does?
Misty Mountain, 1964 is her channel name.
Oh yeah, she's awesome, man.
I love them channels that have a 19 and a 4 in them. They're the best.
Let me try to find her channel.
Unlike Eli, 1983.
Well, that's my fiance's birthday.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I'll do it to throw everybody off.
I was on the piano with her one night, and she had her cameras on, and everybody saw it. A ghost dog come through her back door, walk through her kitchen, take a turn. It was like, what the hell?
Wow. Let me go back. I'm going to try to look at her channel.
She has so many videos of stuff going on at her house, and orbs galore.
What's her channel called again?
Misty Mountain 1964. And one of these days, I'm going to her house. She lives in West Virginia.
Cool. That's awesome.
Did we lose Ops too?
Yeah.
Oh, I put a link in the chat again just in case. This is on the link to. Is it all together? Because I can't find it.
Oh, Eli, you and
you know me.
I do.
By channel.
I know.
Are you filtered by channel?
Yeah, I'll try to filter my channel.
I literally just learned about that like last week. I never knew that you could, like, when you search, you could filter and just look at channels.
Sorry, it's 1967. I had the wrong year.
Hold on, give me a sec, okay? Let me see. It ain't my fault all the time.
Well,
I still found her.
I couldn't even spell mountain. I'm just too tired. Had a long day today.
The Bandma? What? I need to find. Just look.
Okay, it's Misty Mountain. I'm sorry.
Wait.
I got it.
Oh,
I feel like, oh God. Thanks a lot, Beth. I could have got it a long time ago. It didn't make me look bad.
I totally thought that said with a bandma, not bandana.
I went looking for her long after you did.
Yeah, I bet you did.
You know I did.
Oh, it's that cool. All right, I'll wait till Matt gets up here.
She has a lot of amazing videos.
The Twitter too, so.
And it's going to be so much fun when I go to her house.
Oh man, this is so cool. I'm gonna save this.
Well, I mean, I was just so tired, and I was telling Grant, I was just dragging butt, and I was just like, man, I hope everything goes okay tonight. And I was just like, it's going great. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
No, I had a long day. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say not to jinx it, but we haven't dropped below double digits yet.
Oh yeah, I know. Knock on wood. Oh damn, the wood's all the way over there.
And you may even find something on her channel with me with my camera on, with activity going on here.
No, I'll tell you one story with Beth. One time she left her camera on, and you see someone waving in the background. Actual palm going like this.
The man in the corner, yeah.
Yeah, there's nobody back there, dude. She showed us, and there was nuts like just going. It was going like this, like waving. You see the palm of the hand too. It's weird.
Yeah, well, she said, oh, I don't know if you said hello to Second Star. You said, is that Second Star? But that's as good as saying hi. All right, we're waiting on you. And then I'll get ready to share this. Because I want him to, like, talk about it and shit. I don't want to do it without him.
Okay, cool. I'll send a link to Twitter, like I said, and posted it out again. So anybody can come up. Here he comes.
Why is this not?
We got one more person to come up. You guys want to?
I can't share the application. What? It's either Chrome tab or application.
Yeah, I was having a problem. I was having problems trying to send the pictures to you.
Huh. I can't share just the application. I'll just do entire screen. Wait, let me select it. All right. There we go. Now I'll just bring it up or something.
Yeah, it was telling me image was unable to save and all this stuff.
Weird. All right, now this is very.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
This is my TV.
It's very pixelated, but as soon as I'll let Matt take it away. Oh my god, this is so cool.
This is my piggy.
I looked up Misty's.
Can you guys see the mouse cursor?
Channel. She lost 16 subscribers already.
What?
Really?
Wow.
So you guys see it? See the snout and then the eyes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Then the ear on the left and the razor spike on the back, the brown one.
That is so cool.
Yeah, this was during my live stream, and Vale was doing something, and she comes back and says, "You have a ghost pig," and I was like, "What?" And she sent me this picture. She said it was following me for some time, but like it was hiding in the bushes, like it was trying to hide. So my plan is to get a stuffed pig and go back to that location and see if the pig will possess the stuffed pig.
Wow. What do you do?
And may just try to nurture it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They will nurture it.
I will. I'll take care of that little piggy.
No, I won't.
I'll put it in the car. It will ride shotgun.
That's so cool.
But
look at that.
I sent you two more pictures, Grinch.
Oh, you did?
The two cat pictures that when I was camping at Skull Creek, and Vale found these two cat ghosts. And the weird thing about it was I didn't see any of this, but also there was a cedar tree that was flickering on camera like a Christmas tree with tinsel. And
oh my God, look at
they only appeared when I started. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like I didn't see any of these.
That's the cat that we were saying that we were seeing.
Yeah, that I didn't see.
Huh.
You can see the white, like at the bottom of his chin, like his.
It's a tuxedo. Looks like my cat, my Hendrix.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he told you, go look closer, go look closer.
Yeah, and I walked up there and I didn't see anything.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, we can't look. It automatically. Come on, Twitter.
Twitter.
It just resizes.
Yeah, it resets on me too.
That's stupid. Wait, I have to get my Twitter back. I have it to. the exact size before this goes small.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. Go out one. Nope, one more. There it goes. Okay. Anyway, where's the other one? Oop. Nope, messages.
Yeah, there's the other one. That's the other cat. The little white wood laying down there.
Oh, I see, right here.
Yeah.
And then you got something right there.
Yeah, that's the other cat. That's that tuxedo cat.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, like for some reason I attract ghost animals.
Cats really do have 9 lives.
Yeah, they have 9 afterlives.
But the weird thing was, those cats only appeared after I started cooking. After I put a pork steak on the fire to grill it, and like afterwards, when I grabbed the frying pan off the fire and everything, and I started to eat, I felt a cold spot in my lap, like sitting there.
Wow.
Yeah. Like it wanted me to feed it or something.
Yeah.
Probably.
So I left it 2 pieces of the pork steak. So
let's throw a hypothetical. You got a human dies, and their spirit might be disoriented and confused and not know what they're experiencing completely. What would a cat spirit or an animal spirit that's already so far beneath us mentally in the living world, you got to wonder, what would they experience? Or would it be completely the same for them? Would they even know the difference? They would obviously think they're alive still.
Yeah.
Are they
I think that's I think that's it. I mean, like household pets and stuff, they will still come to you like that they're still alive, you know. But wild animals, I think they would just go on their everyday life, you know, like
yeah, my
nothing
dog
happened.
is on my profile on Facebook. He comes, he will sit next to me and whimper, and I'll just reach down and pat, and he stops. And it's like, oh, you're not really gone. You still love me.
Yeah, that. I mean, like, what? Crap! What's that dog's name? They made a movie out of it in Japan. After his owner died, he kept going to the train station every day until he died.
Oh yeah.
To check on his master to see if his master would come up.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I've heard of that. I don't know.
Like they're still alive.
Yeah.
I've heard
but they still see the spirit of that. I mean, they still see the spirit of that dog around that subway station or train station, like till this day. We got Eli as a Blues Brothers.
I'm chilling. Just
But I don't know. I like animals. I don't think animals have no religion. Animals have no. I mean, they have fears and stuff just like us, but I don't think they know what an afterlife is. But if you look through religion, like my dad, he was a Baptist preacher, and he said spirit. He always told me that animals don't have a spirit. You know, that they just live and die. You know,
they do.
But you can see from those pictures that animals do have a spirit. Like,
yeah. Wow, Jack.
So, I mean, I guess they're still just going to continue to walk this Earth until whatever, because they don't know that they're dead.
Wow.
I mean,
So,
it's sad, but
how about snakes? How about like
Attention.
dinosaurs and what?
Lady
I
Jax.
mean,
If it's a living,
I
breathing thing,
had a cockatoo. I had a cockatoo that my grandmother gave me, and it was already like 20 years old, and it died, but we never got rid of its cage because we were going to get another cockatoo to put in there, but we just never got around to it because we realized how expensive they were. And for like 5 months, we would hear my cockatoo going off, like
Don't you hate
doing
it
the
when
exact same, right?
you like
But yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, like it would just sit in its cage and just like scream, and it would scream like that if I didn't pay any attention to it, or if I didn't let it walk around, like walk out of its cage or anything.
Eli, quit being nutty.
And
Peanuts.
quit playing with your salty nuts.
oh no.
But
Give him a good scratch for your business.
I have paranormal nuts. There you go.
oh, look at that ghost pepper.
I can eat you I can't eat it. No way.
Hey,
Grinch
Grinch, you
got
can
those
send them to
ghost
me. I'll
pepper
eat.
nuts.
Yeah. I don't like
Hey, Rev, why don't you come up?
Yeah, you got so much you want to talk about.
Come on.
You want to
We got
hear
an hour and 45 minutes left, so.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You
Like-
wait till or 1:30?
No, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't think animals, I think they usually stay around the area that they die or whatever. Like, I don't know. My wife still says one of her cats follows her around that died like 10 years ago. And this cat was weird. It had 5 fingers on one paw and could open doors, like it, and usually, and when she came out here to Texas and everything, when we were moving from Tennessee to Texas, and I was getting stuff ready and still working out my month in Tennessee before I came out here. He said that when she would come to the door of the house, it would open up for her, and she would hear a meow and like purring around her legs. So, yeah, I don't know.
So that means, White Wolf, so man, you like dance the salsa or what? No, because he would. I had a hotter salsa.
He's had hotter salsa than ghost pepper.
Exactly right.
You had those Carolina Reapers.
Yeah.
Hey, Tyler, are you there?
What?
Why?
No.
What?
I didn't do it. You
Bothered
can't
him.
prove it.
So have you? I know you told me before, but can you tell everybody else? Have you witnessed anything paranormal yourself?
Like I said earlier, I've had spirits, like voices, come through a voice recording. I've had not that long ago, I've seen a apparition, like in a shadow person, I would say. I've had my camera just kind of flicker a little bit. Couple different things, but it wasn't like anything like major, like a poltergeist or anything like that. But I mean, like I said, it was just mainly voices and shadow people, and just different things like that.
So with the shadow people, do you sense it? Do you sense the shadow? Like, what's the set? Like when you see them do it, does it give you like kind of like a fear, sort of like any coldness or any like? I know it's different for other people, but do you feel anything? Hey, my RP life, how's it going, dude?
I could like sense when they're around. As like maybe a tad bit fear, but like after I get it, it just like goes away.
Yeah.
Because yeah, there are spirits. There's like different spirits. There's good spirits, and then there's bad spirits. And I never came in contact with any bad spirits. It's just mainly like good spirits. Just they seem like they're at ease. They just haven't like left this world or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's like I said, it's just mainly good spirits that I've sensed, and they're just at ease.
Yeah. But hey Grinch, check your Twitter too if you don't mind. Tyler, like, do you believe some black shadow some sorry, do you believe the black shadow people do you believe some are there to harm you, or some are just
They're not black. Don't make this ethnic.
well, I don't know.
Just basically say like a dark shadow figure. Just don't really call it, a black shadow figure, because like Beth said, you don't want to make it like an ethic thing. Um, like I was saying earlier,
we're all here because we want to know things. I mean, and when it comes down to that, like I hear a lot of stories. I'm not sure. It's just stories that I hear. Some are bad and blah 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 blah.
Right.
Like like I said, I don't know everything. That's why I was just wondering, do you feel that way? You know what I mean?
Nobody knows everything. There's always going to be questions.
Yeah, there's always going to be questions. Maybe the answer's not there at that particular moment. But for that question, like I was saying earlier, with some spirits or dark, I won't say black shadow figures, but dark shadow figures, it's just like with spirits. There's good and there's bad. Yeah. Some are there to harm you. Some are there just to walk around. The one I seen the other night was harmless. And it didn't really seem like it wanted to hurt or anything like that. It was just walking around.
Yeah. And real quick, Grinch, remember we're talking about auras, when we die and stuff like that, and then we still have them. Like, do you believe the black shadows have an aura still when whoever they are?
Are you talking in terms of a visible aura of light?
Yeah.
Just an energy?
Yeah, because when we die, we're energy and something else. Can't remember energy and well, I want to say energy. Let's say energy, and there's some other term for it too. But we're energy, right? And let's say we have an aura when we're living, right? The black shadow, they don't have an aura, or they do. I don't really get that. Like,
it be something you could see in terms of light, but it
Yeah.
would. I think it takes energy to even have to present yourself as a black shadow. So I would think that it would have an aura of energy around it. It's that goes back to that whole entropy thing, the tendency for everything to dissipate and separate, to break
Okay.
apart. So as the energy from the black shadow spreads out or dissipates or is given off as energy, that would be what you might consider an aura.
Yeah. What's up, super nerdy geek?
Stop, Ray.
See, there's one famous shadow figure that has been
Is it Aussie?
recorded throughout history. Yeah, it's Aussie. No, he's called Hat Man or something like that, or
Yeah, I
the
think I've heard that
Smoking
one.
Man. Yeah, he's like the Hat Man or the Smoking Man or something. But he's always like he's all over the world,
Yeah.
not in just one particular area or anything. Like he can show up in England, then the next night be in California, and the next night after that, China. It like he has no boundaries. Some people say he's like a spirit from like the beginning of time, and some people say he's he takes his image for something that we can recognize with. Like he kind of looks, what people have said, he looks like a noir like cop with the fedora and long trench coat and either smoking a cigarette or a pipe or something like that. But all he does really is he watches people. He'll sit in the corner of a room and smoke a cigarette and watch you. Like, that's all he does. And people don't understand why he does it. Or he'll sit in an alleyway and lean against a wall and watch people go by and not even be recognized. It depends, kind of like what Tyler said. I mean, it depends on what that like shadow people can either be born as a shadow person, or they're a black mass that has formed into a human, into what they believe they looked like when they died.
I have what I was calling a shadow person in my hallway. And I went into a private call with a shaman, and he's like,
Yeah.
nope. He's like, that's an ethereal. I'm like, hey, what? Huh? And he says, yeah, that's what's been throwing things at you and scratching you. I'm like, wonderful. And he says, oh, no, it's a good thing. Make friends with him. He's going to be your biggest protector. He just wants attention. That's all he's looking for is attention. So I shoot out for him and say hi to him as I pass him in the hallway. And, all that bad stuff has stopped now.
Yeah.
He just,
I mean, there's different things. It's just like humans. I mean, every human wants something different. I mean, there's some kind of secret, there's a secret lust or whatever that you want that nobody else knows, and the spirits are the same way. They either want to be acknowledged, they want to live in the same house that you live in, or your house may remind them of their house. There's hundreds of different things that these spirits could or would want. And
Yeah.
that's why people have to use spirit boxes. And I know Grant, you're kind of against them and everything, and I can see where you're coming from with that, because they have pre-recorded messages on them, like pre-made messages. But I mean, but you gotta look at it this way. At least in the paranormal field, there's more ways to get answers than like my field, cryptozoology. We don't have the technology like paranormal people do, you know. Because we don't have a spirit box that can communicate with a Sasquatch or Loch Nessie or anything, you know. It's, I mean, and we don't even know what monkey howls or gorilla, you know, hoops mean. So we can't like throw them on a sound box and like have a Sasquatch communicate with us, you know, because we don't know if we have this certain hoop and we get, you know, a boulder thrown at us.
Honestly,
I
I think that'd
mean,
be kind of cool to actually have like technology like that we can communicate with animals like that or anything like that.
Exactly.
well, see, that's what I'm
with the Sasquatch that way than in person.
I just want to say hi to
yeah.
He's pretty quiet over there. How's it going, man?
What's up, Super? I didn't even see you over there.
I didn't notice it either.
Just being quiet. Didn't want to interrupt anybody.
Okay.
I was the first one to see him pop up besides Eli.
That's a penguin.
But yeah, I'm working. I'm collecting a lot of like Sasquatch hoops and howls throughout history that's been recorded, and I'm going to get with Rev and Captain Critter and see if they can make me some kind of REM pod that, like, if a Sasquatch or a creature or whatever gets near it, like, it activates an infrared beam and it lets out a sound. So,
Do you think they're up for the job? The RIM job that you're talking about?
the REM job? I don't know. Maybe if I grease their palm enough.
That's one thing I didn't ask you. How about Ouija boards?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Would you ever use one?
Go ahead, Grinch.
Well, I mean, that's a good question. I've never touched one. I've never owned one. I've seen them in the store, but other than that, I've never seen one up close. I've only seen them in movies.
I have used one once in order to convince my granddaughter's mother to get out of the house.
Wow.
And it worked.
Hate to mess with you.
I scared the shit out of everyone in that house.
I have a question about Ouija boards.
Yeah.
How do you use them? Like, is there like a specific thing you have to do, or like
you have to create a circle. You have to. Yeah. It depends on if you're using the Milton Bradley one or if you're using a real one. Like I dated a voodoo priestess when I was 16, and she made me a handmade Ouija board, and they don't call it Ouija boards in Louisiana, in Baton Rouge. They call it a soul board, and it's made out of deer hide, and each letter is made out of squirrel or rat bones, and the eye that they call it is a rodent skull with a hole drilled into the top of its skull where its brain cavity is. And the way you use it, the way you use a soul board is you make a circle 3 times around the board with the eye. Then you make a star on it. And the star is supposed to seal the circle so spirits can't get out of the circle and possess you or latch onto something in your house or whatever. But she blessed it, and
Right, Riff.
we did a communication with it, and the first communication went horribly wrong. We asked who was coming through, and we got the name Kujai. And before it finished the last letter of its name, she exited out. She reversed the triangle and the circles and closed it up and put it back in the case. And she was going to burn it, but I still have it to this day. And it's in my attic. And she told me that it was a demon of hate, Kujai. And but the case of it is solid cold. Anytime you touch it, it could be 120 degrees out here in Texas, but you touch it and it feels like it's been in the freezer all day long.
Damn.
And sometimes it vibrates like something's shaking it. And yeah, like I still have it. It's in my attic, and I've just left it there. But I've never had anything bad happen to me from it. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
that all these things are portals.
Yeah.
My problem with the Ouija board is there's more than one person playing around with that thing, and so one person has to really take control, or something very bad is going to happen. These other things that it normally is just one person, and hopefully they know what they're doing with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like anything else. You can fuck up a Ouija board reading just like you can a spirit box or tarot cards or anything. I mean, it's no matter what you do to go to the other side. Like, yeah, I'm going to get flack from people saying, oh, blah, 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 that tarot cards was just a game of chance back in the medieval times. Yeah, I know that. But now it's evolved from a game of chance to telling your future or to have spirits give you answers to stuff. It's just like everything else. It's like the Ouija board. It was a Milton Bradley game for children to scare them.
Not originally.
And not originally, but Milton Bradley created it as a game.
Yes.
But yeah. I mean,
apparently. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, oh, go ahead. What?
I said I didn't know it was that old. It was apparently created in 1890 originally.
Yeah. Oh no, it's been around longer than that. I mean, the name Ouija board came around in the 1800s. I mean, it's been used as a spirit. It's been used as a soul board. It's been used as a demon board. I mean, there's hundreds of names for it, but that name was capitalized.
The modern one was 1890. Okay, it dates back to 1100 AD. Apparently, precursors to the. Wow.
No, it goes back to the Druid and Roman times. I mean, the Druids and the Romans used it to communicate with their spirits, so they could tell, so they know what to do. I mean,
can also put runes into all this, also.
Yeah. I mean, the Norse runes. I mean, scrying the bones. It's communicating with the dead has been around since the beginning of time. We're not the ones to we're not the ones to say, oh, we're capitalizing on ghost hunting or communicating with spirits. No. I mean, it's been around in close-knit circles and back taverns and stuff like that since forever. I mean, the Egyptians did it. Everybody's done it. It's nothing new.
Hey, Whisper to a Screaming Cryptic podcast. How you doing? Ryan, I think his name.
What's up, Ryan?
It's Ryan.
But I mean, you got to look at this. Since the beginning of time, since we have been able to think, we have always wondered what was outside that fire, the light of the fire. What hides in the shadows? What scares us? What can kill us? I mean, we have always known there's been more powerful things out there than humans. We're only strong against each other. We're not strong against the unknown because we have no clue what it is.
Goblin. I'm just saying.
Yeah, goblins.
I'm saying hi to goblins.
I mean, yeah, like the Norse believes that there's still trolls out there today. There's.
Oh my God, Rev.
Makes me laugh.
It makes me laugh when people say, "Ask it this." Yeah, I can hear you, dumbass.
I just don't know how to talk.
Ask it yourself. Yeah.
I mean, I can play, but I just don't know how to talk, communicate with it. It's just, they don't answer me. So.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like talking to a regular person.
Yeah.
The only difference is you're talking to a spirit using an app. And
I mean, if you see somebody in the store and you say hello to them, do they always say hello to you?
Not always.
No, not really. Never COVID.
You gotta, like what Tyler said, you gotta look at them like a human.
Like I went to the store today, they just bumped into me, and I'm like, oh my God. They took the
Eli, you get scared so easy. I wouldn't mess around with the apps if I were you.
No, it's not that. It's more the people than the app. I meant so.
Did you see what Ryan put in the chat?
Exorcist, you called?
I didn't call for exorcist.
Demon. I did.
I just got. Hey, if y'all want to know where Nubs is, Grinch, he just sent me a text saying that he's working on a green commander deck.
Of course, magic. After you whooped the other day, he's not gonna let it go. You're 50 million.
No, he's not.
When is he doing another Magic Live?
Then I'm gonna multiply that by another 1,000 goblins.
Hey, you leave my goblins alone. I like my orgy of goblins.
It just sounded like you were making shit up. You're just like I want another 1,000 goblins, so I have
another 1,000 goblins.
Yeah, he likes goblins.
No, that's what my commander does. I tap him,
and I add as much goblins as I have on the board as tokens. So if I have 100 goblins on the board, I tap Krinko and I make another 100 goblins. Then next time I tap him, I add 200 more goblins to the board.
You already have, so you're just multiplying it. You're doubling it exponentially. Jeez.
Yes.
And how many?
And I also had 3 of those things on the board. So
So how do you win though? Is it like when you've exhausted all of the other players' resources or points, or
no, their life. Technically, you're using creatures to kill the other person.
Wow.
Wow.
It's like Lord of the Rings, you know, Sauron, he created the orcs and everything to kill humans. That's what I do. I create goblins to kill the other guy.
You can tell
Sheila is the only goblin we need.
Yeah.
You have a big eyeball in the sky or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wished I had the big eyeball in the sky.
You can tell Nubs I said this, but in order for one to lose their life, wouldn't they actually have to have a life first?
Yes, they would. We have 20 lives, actually.
That's like cat times 2 plus 2.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I got a question for you. Remember we were talking about I can't even talk like we're talking about like kind of like fairies and stuff like that and everything else. Is goblins one of them? You think they exist?
They're a part of the Fae. Yeah, they're a part of the Fae, just like brownies are a part of the elemental, which is still a part of the Fae. Like elementals, Fae, elves, trolls, goblins, they're all a part of the Fae realm.
Eli.
Me. I'm the
Grinches.
Yeah, Grinches.
Grinches.
You know,
Grinch is a part of the hairy community. What are you talking about?
Hey, wouldn't that be part of that too?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would too.
Fried chicken man.
Where have you been, baby girl? Where'd you go?
I'm gonna hop off in a few minutes here because I'm gonna go watch
music.
Yeah, I'm gonna get off here too. I gotta cook food. The wife's almost off from work.
Yeah, I'll probably end this stream like at probably maybe 13 minutes. So, yeah, I'm getting tired.
Ended at 3 hours.
Yep, 3 hours.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think Fluffy was going live in about
13 minutes. If you don't mind.
Yeah.
Which be a part of the furry? Oh yes.
Oh, there you go.
The furry squad.
Right.
Furry squad. Fur out.
Hey, I thought I was gonna be named after the pig.
Yes, you are. The pig is going to be named after Eli. Eli the pizza pig.
Yeah, with the little bandana that's a pizza right there.
Eli the Tinder pig.
No, we're giving him a flag. He's holding a flag with a pizza on it.
It's a slice flag. There you go.
Exactly.
Fluffy squad, roll out.
Fluffs doesn't mind. I'm not going to be going to his live tonight. I gotta catch up on my sleep.
Yeah, me too.
You gotta catch up on sleep. You sleep? What?
What is sleep?
I still do that sometimes.
Oh, do you?
Very rare. It's overrated.
Once in a blue moon.
Yeah, feels like it.
Once every 20 years, Grinch hibernates for one solid day, and his powers of the elements replenish.
Yes.
Oh, he is. You can see him on the panel. What's up, guys? No, I'm not. I got an appointment, like I said.
It's like the opposite of Rip Van Winkle, because didn't he sleep for 20 years? Yeah, Rip Van Winkle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awkwardly silent.
I'm trying.
Yes, Ryan.
Awkward silence.
Awkward silence. Go.
We don't know how to talk normal. We don't know how to have a normal conversation.
What is normal?
Yeah, what is
No,
normal?
right? We talk about dead people and dead animals, and what would you do if if a Sasquatch stumps his toe in the middle of the forest?
Does Helen Keller
Would you
hear?
go help? No, she's not here.
If a Sasquatch
Grant, would you help a Sasquatch if he stumped his toe in the middle of the forest and you were there? Would you help, or would you nope out of that scenario?
If a Sasquatch stubbed his toe in the middle of the forest, not only would I not be around to see or hear it, I would not help him. I would not want to be in fist swinging range of that.
Oh, come on! Everybody knows how painful it is to stump your toe, like on your on your bed,
I think
or anything.
I think everybody knows that feeling, but with Sasquatch, no. That would be a fast run.
All
My
you gotta
ass
do
would be
is
gone.
Just think,
I
if you try
something that I believed was a Bigfoot, and I didn't hang around long, but I hung around long enough to check them out. So, if I had a camera, I would have taken pictures.
Yeah.
I would have stopped.
See, I would have. In my head, it plays out like the lion with the splinter in his paw. If I help him up or something, like I got an 8-foot tall hairy bodyguard that smells like shit. I mean,
oh, they smell worse. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I smelled that thing long before I saw it.
Yeah. But if he decides to attack me, I would just step on his stump toe and run away.
No.
Yeah.
But I would, if he seemed friendly, I would help him.
Yeah.
Do you step on his stub toe? He's gonna look and go, "Who threw that piece of paper on my foot?"
Yeah.
Right.
Guys, we got 8 minutes. If you guys want to talk about y'all's channel, and
I mean, honestly, I would probably try to chop it off and try to call him Nubs.
Call it a chop. Call it a nubs.
Be like, hey, what's up, Nubs cousin?
Don't worry, I've seen this on medical TV. We have to remove the toe.
I'll tell you, it was really weird. I didn't want to move fast because I didn't want to startle it. That's what I was thinking.
Oh no, he already knew you were there.
Well, yeah, I mean, he was kind of hunched down, like trying to not be seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what they usually do. That's why, because he knew you were there, so he's trying to hide to
He was still being
protect
told.
you.
You guys hear about the Bigfoot who went exploring in the woods and found a Chuck Norris?
What?
No.
Did
Is
you
he
hear
on
about this?
411?
What's that?
Is he on the 411 now?
Yes.
the 4-1. Nueve uno uno. No, that's not
Oh my gosh. Reverend, give him a pedicure.
I bet you would.
Did you hear about the snake that bit Chuck Norris?
What?
After 3 agonizing days, the snake died.
Yeah.
Yes, Ryan. Yes, that's how I smell.
Chuck Norris does not call the wrong
Thank you,
phone.
Fluffy. I appreciate it.
You answer the wrong phone.
And I'll do the same. I've been doing the same thing, Fluffy, for you. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Fluffs, I'm going to get some sleep, but I will put yours on my phone. And,
Well, guys,
chat.
I'm gonna sorry. I'm going to interrupt you. Sorry.
Well, I have to stay up till 1 because do you have it already set to schedule?
Yeah, I think he already has it set.
Good. I can
I'll tell
play.
you, I really need something to record shit with.
I think
Ryan said Chuck Norris equals the only man to win a staring contest with the sun.
Son.
That's how he got the superpowers, is staring into the sun.
Exactly.
Oh, Oracles is live too, an hour ago.
Wow.
Hey,
No,
you know how you make a Grinch go blind?
Yeah.
You tell him staring into the sun gives him superpowers.
Exactly.
He already has superpowers, like super blindness from looking into the sun.
Whoa, like
I think Helen Keller already has that.
no, actually, I'm going to end the stream with one of Helen Keller's inspirational quotes.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Oh, he's turning it now.
Let's hear it.
You're playing this card now.
Ended after that, so I always have a quote. I had to look that up because I was looking at one of her quotes I liked, and I was reading it, and I was just like, "Ooh, I like that," you know. So here, I'll share it with you guys. So.
Here goes Eli being inspirational.
You know me.
Oh,
Okay.
This time with Helen Keller.
Why is your screen so yellow?
Okay.
Look at all that yellowness.
The best and most beautiful thing in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must have been felt with the heart. Helen Keller.
Yes.
no, I like that one. If opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. Keep that shit out.
Build a door. Give opportunity a place to knock. Yes.
Exactly.
No, I'm building a door to keep that shit away from me. Opportunity.
Oh, God. Ryan said Kal-El only becomes Superman when he wears Chuck Norris's pajamas.
Yeah. Fluffs,
Oh, gee.
2.0, I'm guessing.
Jeebus.
Oh yeah, there it is. Cool.
What is Chuck Norris pajamas? Is it his Texas Ranger outfit?
I would imagine.
Or is it his Enter the Dragon karate costume, karate suit?
I imagine that would be more comfy as pajamas.
Right.
You heard about how Chuck Norris got COVID, right?
No.
How?
The virus has been in quarantine now for about 3 weeks.
That poor virus.
Poor virus.
He done got Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
He got that roundhouse kick.
Yeah. Yeah, they're making all people masks now out of Chuck Norris's beard hair.
Oh, that's the ultimate protection.
If you want to see Chuck, yeah, I've read that one. Chuck's enemies.
Yeah, it's all good. Thank you for coming in, and I appreciate it for supporting me and Grinch.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man. I appreciate being like the interviewee, the guest of honor. That was
Interviewee.
Yes. If you guys want to know more about what I do, why in God's name would you watch the beginning of this stream on replay?
Exactly.
Eli's a very good interviewer. I hope whoever he interviews next, you will appreciate it because he is good, man. He dots his I's and crosses his T's and crosses his I's and whatever.
And dots his T's.
He licks his L's.
Well, guys, what in this
He
guy?
asked me if he could interview me. I'm like, about what? I have no content on my channel. You know?
Talk about why you don't have any content and what ideas, if you could have content.
Well, there's some people that want me to do stuff, but hell, I don't know.
What do you do as a hobby? You could do that. That's always fun.
I'm doing it right now.
Streaming?
She's
She's one of us, Grinch.
Yep.
Okay, guys. Thanks for coming. And I'm gonna say one more thing. The harder you work for something, the greater you'll feel when you achieve it. And thank you for believing in our journey. And have a good night. And God bless you. And hope you guys have a good night. Thank you guys for coming.
This includes Eli.